subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Synopsis. Mecha Craze for All. Everyone gets a chance to draw a mecha core chip module at the age of 18. At the ceremony, Wang Chu drew the golden legend Absolute Overclocking. Absolute Overclocking. Mecha strength, speed, and defense attributes increase by 1,000%, and mecha durability consumption speed plus 1,000%. Wait, there are additional entries? Hidden ability, Last Ripple. When a mecha is damaged in battle, it will contribute the last ripple, making the physical strength soar 100 times. Last for 24 hours. Just then, the benefits of being a time traveler are here. Ding! Activate the exclusive ability, Saitama Physique. Saitama Physique. Exclusive 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 10 kilometers of long-distance running every day. Your physical body will become super strong. Ahem! You only need to pay a little hair as the price. When Last Ripple plus Saitama Physique form a combo, Mecha is just my limiter. Myolock on. Exoskeleton Mecha below, level 5. Gundam above, level 5. None of this matters. The protagonist is One Punch Man. Chapter 1 Daxia. Xingqing number 1 middle school. Wang Chu stood in the crowd, looking at the huge metal platform built in the center of the school. Roar. A roar resounded throughout the venue. A silver-gray steel mecha fell from the sky, holding a pink laser knife in both hands, and chopped it down with one knife. Boom! The huge three-headed dog of the abyss was split in two and fell to the ground with a bang. Then, there was fierce applause at the scene. This exhibition match is so cool. I want to become a 5th-level pilot too. Come on, 5th-level pilots are so difficult. You should just wear exoskeleton mechas below 4th level. Oh, even 5th-level pilots are not good enough. There are more and more big monsters appearing now. Wang Chu shouted in the crowd. One cut. The Rui sword has come true. This is the first time Wang Chu has seen a mecha kill an abyss monster with his own eyes. It has been 18 years since I traveled to this world where everyone can become a pilot. Today, I am finally going to become a real pilot. What Wang Chu cares about now is, as a traveler, there has been no golden finger for 18 years. According to the convention of travelers, it should appear today, right? Otherwise, the mud truck that drives so fast will be wasted. The principal stood on the metal platform, and on his right hand was a machine that looked like an ATM called a chip construction machine, privately called Welfare Girl by students, because the age was fixed during enrollment. Every senior high school student who is over 18 years old will draw the core chip module of his own mecha today and become a pilot. Today is an important day for you to draw the core chip module. No matter what level of core chip module it is, you are the pride of our Xingqing No. One middle school. The principal spoke eloquently, but Wang Chu didn't hear a word. Anyway, the general meaning was something like, you go to Peking University and I go to the factory. We both have a bright and beautiful future, and life is uncertain. You and I are both cattle and horses. In a last life, Wang Chu drank enough chicken soup, or ate it with pancakes, so he chose to ignore it. Looking at the chip construction machine on the side, Wang Chu fell into deep thought. The core chip module is bound and cannot be changed. So the function of the core chip module you extract represents the type of pilot you will be in the future. In fact, no matter it is assault, protection, support, or long range, as long as the core chip module is high enough, it will be fine. I hope I can bring the luck of 10 consecutive 5 golds in a last life. Make a lot of gold. After obtaining the core chip module, you will officially become a 0-level pilot. Every 10 levels in the future, you can upgrade 1 level and get a new construction opportunity. At that time, you will get modules other than the core chip, such as chips for weapons, upper and lower limbs, and even skills. Therefore, this construction at the age of 18 is the most important. In fact, Wang Chu's requirements are also very low. Get a core chip module above purple You can make a living in the Spirit Realm dungeon and subsidize the orphanage for household expenses. Food and clothing have not yet been solved. How can you have the heart to think so much? Those 7th and 8th level monsters. Let professionals do professional things. In the last life, I was a young man lying flat. You said that you would be happy every day after traveling to this world, but that is unlikely. The main point is to be content with what you have. But the problem is, this world is completely different from the Earth. There are monsters running out of the cracks in the abyss at any time, such as the 4th level abyss 3-headed dog that was just tied up. Unlocking the chain and letting it run into the crowd of students is like a meal for it. It's a buffet, and it's so happy. So, if you don't have any means of self-protection, lying flat is really lying on the buffet plate and waiting for the abyss monsters to come to you. One by one, students came on stage under the arrangement of the principal and extracted the core chip module from the chip construction machine. Unfortunately, most of them are white and green cores. Principal Li Guocheng sighed silently. What you and I have a bright future is just to tell these students to deceive these children who have not yet entered society. For him, nearly half of the students who passed by all had white and green core chip modules. His face was humiliated. He also wanted to run to other principals to show off. Yo, this year our school has another genius. Wang Chu. Li Guocheng read out loud. As the head of a school, he knew which special objects in the school were of great concern. An orphan like Wang Chu, if he couldn't draw a good core chip module by himself, he would have a hard life. Without the support of his parents, he couldn't even afford to buy a house. What's more, being a pilot costs money. It costs money to buy a chip module, right? After becoming a 5th level pilot, the mecha needs to be repaired if it is damaged, right? Although the government has support for this kind of poor families, it is only on the line of food and clothing. Everything else depends on Wang Chu himself. Come on. He looked at Wang Chu and said. Wang Chu grinned at the principal Li Guocheng. Thank you, principal. He has always remembered the principal's support for these poor families. It was also Principal Li who took out some money from the school funds, and on top of the daxia subsidy, he would deposit money into their meal cards every month so that they can get enough nutrition while they are still growing. Ooh, Wang Chu breathed a sigh of relief, put his palm on the chip construction machine. Buzz. On the screen, water ripples rippled outward from Wang Chu's palm. Wang Chu, zero-order pilot, number of constructions, one exclusive core chip module being constructed the next second. A golden card was spit out from the card port of the chip construction machine. There was no strange phenomenon in the world, just a simple one. But the principal on the side couldn't help but exclaimed, "Golden core chip." As soon as the voice fell, the whole audience was in an uproar. Wang Chu calmly pulled out the golden card from the slot, on which were written several words in a flamboyant style. Absolute overclocking. The next second, the golden core chip has been integrated into Wang Chu's body. Then, several lines of information appeared in front of Wang Chu's eyes. Absolute overclocking. Quality. Legend gold. Type. Core chip module. Effect. Mecha strength, speed, and defense attributes increase by 1,000%, and mecha durability consumption rate plus 1,000%. Wang Chu's eyes widened. Is this a core chip that uses mecha durability in exchange for all attribute upgrades? Is it good or bad? But it's a golden core chip. Wait, there are additional entries? Hidden ability, last ripple, LV1. When the mecha is damaged in battle, it will contribute the last ripple, which will increase the strength of the body by 100 times. Last for 24 hours. What? It's not over yet. A reminder sounded in Wang Chu's mind. Ding! Activate exclusive ability. Saitama physique. Saitama physique. Exclusive ability LV. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 10 kilometers of long distance running every day. Your body will become super strong. Ahem, you only need to pay a little hair as the price. Ah, the plug-in for the time traveler has arrived. Wang Chu now completely understood it. So, mecha, it's just my limiter. I won't allow anyone to not discover my carefully crafted cover. Chapter 2. Wang Chu has figured out this combo. First, use the durability consumption speed of Absolute Core, plus 1000% to quickly explode the armor, just when the opponent thinks he has won. Final Ripple is activated. My attribute values have skyrocketed 100 times across the board. Didn't expect it? I still have the second stage. Myolock open. If this combo is used on other people, it may only be enough for the early stage. In the later stage, even if the human body's attribute points skyrocket 100 times, it can't beat the steel behemoth. But I have Saitama physique. Originally, Saitama's physical fitness in One Punch Man has already broken through the limiter. He would comb the earth in the middle and lift the crust for fun. And now, not only do I have Saitama physique, but it can also skyrocket 100 times on this basis. Iron, how can you play with me? Just when Wang Chu was secretly happy. The whole audience was also excited because of the principal's words, golden core. The golden quality core chip module is already the highest level. This proves that Wang Chu has unlimited potential. Principal Li Guocheng asked excitedly, "Student Wang Chu, what effect of the golden core did you draw?" Wang Chu did not intend to hide it. Even thought that Li Guocheng had just seen the words clearly, but was just too happy to confirm it. "Principal, I drew absolute overclocking." Li Guocheng clenched his right fist and waved it vigorously in front of his chest. Sure enough, absolute overclocking. It turned out to be absolute overclocking. God bless my great Xia. God bless my Xingqing number 1 middle school. The students below were dumbfounded after hearing what Li Guocheng said. Absolute overclocking is one of the best core chip modules. 1000% all attribute bonus. It means that Wang Chu is invincible in the same level. Even cross-level challenges are easy. After growing up, he will definitely be a main C on the battlefield. The only disadvantage is that the durability is consumed too quickly, but this can be reduced by wearing other related part modules. On the battlefield, other support mechas can also be used to help restore the mecha durability. For the main C mecha with absolute overclocking, it is definitely worth arranging a nurse to hang on it. Li Guocheng was in a good mood and patted Wang Chu on the shoulder. "Student Wang Chu, you will become a pillar of Daxia." Wang Chu smiled faintly. "Thank you, Principal. I will work hard." After returning to the class team, several nearby students surrounded him instantly. Their expressions and words were full of flattery. "Wang Chu, I'll treat you to a meal and singing after the Abyss trial ends tomorrow. You must be there. Get lost. What good things can you afford with your father's money?" "Wang Chu, I'll book the buffet restaurant of the Honor Hotel tomorrow. I'll celebrate for you." There was also a girl who looked good, but hadn't spoken to him for a few years. "Wang Chu, I heard there's a cafe that's perfect for a date. Let's go together." "Wang Chu, I've had a little pain in my chest lately. I want to go to the hospital. Can you go with me?" Wang Chu wanted to ask, "Can you check your chest before you have a fever? You're not a D-level expert. What are you looking at?" But when the words came to his lips, he said, "Sorry, I'm going to take my cat out to visit relatives tomorrow. I don't have time." Hearing Wang Chu's excuse for rejection, the others didn't get angry, but instead acted like they were pregnant. "Oh, you're going to take your cat to visit relatives? That is really important. Let's make an appointment another day." Another day? These people's performance. It really perfectly explains what it means when you become powerful. The faces around you will change. Even if the reason is exaggerated, they will still greet you with a smile. Maybe you are angry, but there is no need to tear your face apart. What if Wang Chu becomes rich in the future and makes trouble for you? As an orphan, Wang Chu was not excluded in school before, but he was not popular and had almost no friends. Even though he was handsome, girls often approached him. But when he found out that Wang Chu was just an orphan who had to work frequently to make a living, he gave up. Now is the critical period to become a pilot. Everyone knows how important money is. When I become a powerful pilot, I want as many handsome guys as I want. Right? Just even steel wool is used, no problem. After absorbing the core chip module, a strange rune appeared on the back of Wang Chu's left hand, like a tattoo. Spiritual pattern. This is the symbol of becoming a pilot. Through this spiritual pattern, Wang Chu can see his own attributes. Name, Wang Chu. Level, 0, 0 level 0/100. Own mecha, 0 mecha, exoskeleton mecha. Core chip module, absolute overclocking gold. Weapon module, none. Left limb module, none. Right limb module, none. Left foot module, right foot module, none. Multi-function module, none. This is the data about the mecha. Since I just became a pilot, I only equipped one absolute overclocking. Next, there is the character's attribute panel. Exclusive ability, Saitama's physique. Strength, 4, average adult 5. Agility, 4, average adult 5. Physique, 4, average adult 5. Spirit, 6, average adult 5. Strength, agility, and physique are all below the average level of adults. This is quite normal. After all, my usual meals are not very good, so my physique will be a little weaker. But after the armor explosion removes the limiter, I will have 400 points of strength, agility, and physique. Isn't this a killing spree? Looking at the attribute panel that belongs to me and has a promising future, Wang Chu couldn't help but clench his fists. After crossing over, I finally have the ability to protect myself, and I can also help the orphanage that raised me. Grandpa Dean and Grandma Dean, I don't have to work so hard. My brothers and sisters can also live a better life than before. Forget about my brother. Just work hard on yourself. Just then, exclamations rang out again. Golden core. Another golden core. I'm so jealous. 2 golds came out today. Why can't it be me? Look at Principal Li Guocheng. His big teeth never closed. Principal Li Guocheng is so happy. Tonight, I must go to the 4th floor, share my joy with mating in bed. He coughed lightly and pulled his thoughts back from mating's big thunder. Classmate Su Wanking, what golden core did you draw? Su Wanking looked calm and whispered, Principal, the core chip I drew is absolute support. Hearing this, Li Guocheng was stunned for a moment, and then looked at Wang Chu in the crowd. Such a coincidence? Absolute support. Gold, all attributes increased by 300%. Mecha durability consumption, speed, minus 500%. Mecha durability repair speed, plus 800%. A support system core chip that is a perfect match for absolute overclocking. Looking at Li Guocheng's expression, Wang Chu's heart skipped a beat. Absolute support? Don't come over here. Chapter 3. Principal Li Guocheng's eyes flashed with light. From his expression, Wang Chu knew that this old guy was not holding back anything good now. You old guy is very bad. What absolute overclocking needs most is the endurance for continuous combat, and the super support chip, absolute support, is enough to make up for this. The golden combination of absolute overclocking and absolute support is definitely a killer among killers, whether on the battlefield or in the dungeon. But for Wang Chu, this is the biggest obstacle to his armor explosion and limiter removal. It is simply his natural nemesis. However, jokes aside, if you can cooperate with absolute support, then you will definitely be epic level enhanced. Think about it. The enemy finally exploded the armor only to find out you still have a second stage? How desperate it would be if someone else had drawn absolute support. Wang Chu felt that he was not so attractive and let the owner of a golden core chip stick to him. But the other party was Su Wanking, who was half of his childhood's sweetheart. In other words, fixed healing was a sure thing. It was really a classic time travel script. Principal Li Guocheng stood next to Su Wanking and said to himself, Oh, our Xingqiu No. 1 middle school is really lucky this year. Absolute overclocking and absolute support. A perfect match. Form a fixed team, take care of each other, and support each other. Then it will be easy to brush the Abyss dungeon. He didn't dare to directly command the eldest lady of the Su family. You, go team up with Wang Chu. Go right on his head and heal him hard. He could only express his suggestions in a roundabout way. And Su Wanking's beautiful eyes also lit up. Looking at her brother Wang Chu, who grew up with her in the orphanage, her heart was surging. Wang Chu pretended to look at the scenery. It's over. It's all fucking over. This is fixed healing. 2 golden core chip modules came out in a short while, and the remaining students were eager to try, thinking that it was just that simple to get gold. Can you do it? Follow me. I want to get gold too. What a pity. Reality has taught them that non-Africans can never become European emperors. One draw after another without saying a word. After more than 400 students drew core chip modules, there were 2 golds and 8 purples in total, and the principal Li Guoqiang was very satisfied. Although the card drawing purely based on luck will not affect the school ranking. But it doesn't stop me from bragging. The results are achieved by bragging. Marketing. Why can my school get 2 golds? Isn't it because of the good teaching environment? The school has good feng shui. My principal is really good at judging people. Even if 99.9% of it depends on the student's own luck. Then don't I have 1% of the credit? Congratulations to all the students for becoming pilots today. There is still a long way to go. Please remember your original intention and become an excellent pilot. Now, everyone has 30 minutes to familiarize themselves with their course. After 30 minutes, the first Abyss dungeon will be opened. Student Wang Chu and student Su Wanking come here. Wang Chu reluctantly walked onto the metal platform because the old man usually gave subsidies to students in need. Li Guoqiang smiled and said, I don't have any other intentions. It's just that it's rare to see a double gold scene or a core chip module that just happens to complement each other. I want you two to get to know each other. Of course, teaming up for the dungeon is not something you can be careless about. The core compatibility is important, but the most important thing is that the 2 people have to cooperate. This is up to you two to decide. After listening, Wang Chu moved a step to the left without changing his expression. Su Wanking's eyes drifted for a moment, and she also moved a step to the left. Wang Chu, Li Guoqiang, it seems that this little guy is quite popular. There is no need to worry too much. Then, he looked at Wang Chu with a serious face and said, Wang Chu, although you have drawn the powerful golden core chip, absolute overclocking, you must pay attention. Absolute overclocking, sustained combat capability is too weak. It is very dangerous to enter the Abyss dungeon alone. And each pilot's first Abyss dungeon can only be entered alone. For you, it is the biggest challenge. I suggest you try to hide and drag out the 24-hour first Abyss dungeon survival time limit. The score is not important. Wang Chu nodded in cooperation, indicating that he understood. It is indeed the same as what Li Guoqiang said. Durability is not a value that will only drop when being hit. Whether the mecha is moving, attacking, blocking, etc. As long as it moves, it will consume durability to varying degrees. And absolute overclocking brings a 1000% durability consumption speed bonus, and the durability loss rate is 10 times that of others. If others lose 1 point when being hit, you lose 10 points. Of course, with the increase in defense, it will definitely not be as specific as 10 times. There was once a student who was very arrogant after drawing absolute overclocking. As a result, the armor exploded in the first Abyss dungeon and was stuck in the dungeon. Okay, you two should quickly get familiar with the chip. The first Abyss dungeon will start soon. Li Guoqiang waved his hand, walked to the side, picked up the wolfberry thermos cup and drank 2 sips. Wang Chu's mind was full of alarm bells, and he turned around and was about to step down. Sure enough, Su Wanking behind him whispered coquettishly, Brother Wang Chu. Wang Chu ran away. There are too many people here. Let's talk about it after we get out of the dungeon. As I said just now, if you can avoid the armor from exploding, there is no need to make it explode. Saitama's physique, plus last ripple, is his last trump card. But Su Wanking's charm is too high. If everyone finds out that he hooked up with Su Wanking so early, I'm afraid he will be surrounded and beaten before he even enters the dungeon. On the side, Principal Li Guoqiang spits out the non-existent tea leaves. It seems I don't need to match them up myself. This pair is a sure thing. 30 minutes passed in a flash. Wang Chu looked at the countdown on the spirit pattern and calmed down. My absolute overclocking is very strong. The last ripple is very strong, and Saitama's physique is also very strong. With these plugins, I must work hard to get high scores in the Abyss dungeon. If I'm lucky, I can also get a good module chip, which can quickly improve my strength. However, I still have to be careful, and I must not be arrogant. In the Abyss dungeon, death is death. There's only one life, so don't be careless. After drawing absolute overclocking and having the last ripple and Saitama's physique, Wang Chu's mentality has changed from trying his best to make money to subsidize the orphanage at the beginning. Now I have the strength to control my own life. As the countdown ends, the dark wave hits. The figures of hundreds of students disappear from the square in an instant. Abyss Dungeon, Basic Trial, Corrupted Primordial Forest, Dungeon Level, 0 level, Dungeon Rating, Difficult Level, Main Quest, Destroy the Corrupted World Tree, no penalty for mission failure. Time limit, 24 hours. The view in front of him gradually became clear, and Wang Chu came to his senses and found himself standing in a huge forest. Chapter 4 Mottled sunlight shone through the tall trees. Wang Chu observed the surroundings and found that he was at the entrance of the forest. A difficult abyss dungeon. It's okay, the difficulty is average. The Abyss Dungeon is different from the Spirit Realm Dungeon. It is a dungeon that every pilot needs to challenge when advancing. Simply put, the Abyss Dungeon is a promotion match, or a promotion match that can only be challenged by one person. The Spirit Realm Dungeon is an ordinary dungeon for brushing experience, brushing materials, and brushing modules. Whether it is a Spirit Realm Dungeon or an Abyss Dungeon, the difficulty is divided into simple level, normal level, difficult level, nightmare level, and hell level. The difficult level is just the third level, not difficult nor easy. From the name of the Abyss Dungeon, Corrupted Primitive Forest, and the main task, this is most likely an area eroded by the breath of the abyss. According to what is said in the textbook, this kind of eroded area generally has plant mutations, animal mutations. Wang Chu also immediately summoned his exoskeleton mecha. A layer of silver-gray soft armor of unknown material is attached to the whole body. The head and limbs are all covered with mechanical armor. Activated mecha, 0 mecha, exoskeleton mecha, level 0, level 00/100. Equipped module, absolute overclocking gold. Strength, 200, agility, 200 defense, 200 energy, 100 in the state of exoskeleton mecha. 1 energy point is consumed every 10 minutes. Durability, 100 consumption speed plus 1000%. The initial 3 attributes of the 0 mecha are all 20 points. Under absolute overclocking, my attributes have reached 200 points. It is already the attribute of a first-level pilot. This attribute is really explosive. Wang Chu clenched his right fist and punched the towering tree next to him. The huge force instantly broke the towering tree in half. The tree fell slowly, and then with a bang, the earth shook, throwing tiles. This is the power of the mecha. So cool. Then Wang Chu watched the durability drop from 100 points to 99. Wang Chu, no wonder. No wonder the pilot who drew absolute overclocking died in the basic trial before. 1 punch loses 1 point. How can I play with the mecha after just a few punches? However, when the mecha's durability is consumed, the pilot's spiritual pattern power will continue to repair the mecha, and it can still be summoned normally after the repair is completed. But during the repair period, only the pilot's own physical strength is left. Roar! Suddenly, a low roar of a beast came from the surrounding. It seemed to be attracted by the sound of the tree falling. As the beast gradually approached, the ground was shaking. The next second, a huge white tiger pounced out. It had been crawling just now. Corrupted white tiger, level 0, level 5. Strength, 25. Agility, 21. Defense, 15. A level 5 corrupted white tiger. Wang Chu clenched his right fist without hesitation. A roar of the engine core sounded, and the right fist was swung out with the blessing of mechanical power. Bang! The soft abdomen of the white tiger instantly sank into a large area. The nearly 3-meter-tall body flew backwards. The smelly red blood splattered on the surrounding trees. The strange thing is that the blood was slowly absorbed by the trees. The first time he killed a strange beast, Wang Chu took a deep breath. Sure enough, the number is everything. Kill instantly. A message appeared in front of him. Successfully killed the corrupted white tiger. Level 5. Spiritual pattern experience plus 10. Obtain module. White tiger armor. Left limb module. What the hell? The module exploded just now? I'm so lucky. Wang Chu rubbed his hands excitedly and then tapped the spiritual pattern on the back of his left hand. A flash of light. A green chip appeared in his hand. White tiger armor. Left limb module. Level. 0 level. Green. Effect. Mecha strength attribute plus 5. Mecha durability consumption speed plus 5%. Introduction. Corrupted white tiger's left arm. Wang Chu directly inserted the chip into the chip slot of the left arm. A surge of power. The strength value on the panel reached 205 points. It seems that the attribute bonus of the module will not be affected by absolute core, so the direction of my mecha's growth in the future should be to strengthen the mecha's own attributes first. After killing the corrupted white tiger, the surroundings became much quieter. This area may belong to the corrupted white tiger's territory. Wang Chu did not stay here either. It is absolutely impossible to drag out the 24-hour limited survival time. For me, the monsters in this abyss dungeon, they're all walking ATMs. Experience explosion. Module explosion. If you don't brush materials now, when are you waiting? Wang Chu went all the way north. Successfully killed the corrupted vine, level 7. Spiritual pattern experience, plus 14. Successfully killed the corrupted camphor tree, level 6. Spiritual pattern experience, plus 12. Along the way, all the flowers and plants that looked strange and might be monsters were punched by Wang Chu. It would rather waste durability than let it go. Everyone who has played the game knows. Of course, you have to attack all the attackable objects refreshed in the dungeon. What kind of wooden barrels and stones? There may be some good things inside. If possible, the ground must be uncovered and the earthworms must be split in half. Perhaps for other pilots, it is necessary to reduce meaningless actions and avoid durability consumption. But for Wang Chu, can the durability drop faster? After obtaining 100 points of spiritual pattern experience, Wang Chu upgraded. 0 mecha, 0 level, 0 1 level. 0 mecha upgrades by 1 level, and the 3 major attributes of strength, agility, and defense will be increased by 3 points. At the same time, 5 free attribute points can be obtained. But for me who has absolute core, that means 30 points of attribute increase for each attribute, and 50 points of attribute of your choice. I have 235 points of strength, 230 points of agility, and 230 points of defense before I consume the free attribute points. In this 0-level Abyss copy, where the average attribute of monsters is 20 to 30, I can walk sideways completely. It is worthy of being a golden core chip, but Wang Chu glanced at the panel and saw that the durability had been consumed by 27 points. Successfully killed the corrupted peach tree, level 7. Spiritual pattern experience, plus 14. Obtain module. Peach tree leg armor, left foot module. Peach tree leg armor, left foot module, level 0 level green. Effect. Mecha defense attribute plus 4. Mecha durability consumption rate minus 4%. Introduction. If you want to have good luck in love, you have to be thick-skinned enough. Reduce the durability consumption rate? Fuck. What a piece of crap. Get off my feet. Chapter 5 in the first order module. White modules increase 3 points of attributes, green 5 points, blue 10 points, purple 20 points, and gold 50 points. In terms of increased durability consumption, white is 3%, green 5%, blue 10%, purple 20%, and gold 50%. However, there will be another type of module, which is like peach tree leg armor, left foot module, which reduces durability consumption. The attributes increased and the durability consumption reduced by this type of module are only 80% of the original. For example, this type of purple module, its attribute is increase 16 points, strength/agility/defense, reduced 16% durability consumption rate. Except for the gold module, whether it is increasing or reducing consumption, it is a constant 50%. Different pilots have different choices when facing high attribute bonus, but increased durability consumption rate, and low attribute bonus, but reduced durability consumption modules. According to official data, 20% of pilots will choose the former. The remaining 80% of pilots will choose the latter. Take the comparison between White Tiger Armor, green, and Peachtree Leg Armor, green. One adds 5 points of strength, and the other adds 4 points of defense. The former increases the durability consumption rate by 5%, and the latter reduces the durability consumption rate by 4%. If you only look at the difference in attributes, it is only 1 point. But in terms of durability consumption, the difference between the two is 9%. Whether fighting in a dungeon or in reality, mecha is always the main theme. If the mecha explodes, what about hitting it with your head? Therefore, most pilots will equip each slot with a module that reduces the durability consumption rate. Stacked together, it can greatly enhance the ability to sustain combat. But for me, durability is not a problem for me at all. Wang Chu snorted twice. Then he inserted the Peachtree Leg Armor into the slot on his left foot. After all, it's a new account, so I can wear whatever equipment I have. There's no choice. Besides, it's true that I'm stronger after the armor explodes, but there's no need to worry about exploding the armor as soon as possible. There's no need to explode the armor if I can solve it in the mecha state. My advantage is that I don't have to worry about the stacking of durability consumption. Just stack the attributes as high as possible. Exploding the armor is my last killer. I just got Saitama Constitution, and all the attributes are only 4 points. Even if the armor explodes to trigger the last ripple, all the attributes are only 400 points. At present, the level 10 mecha has 230 attributes, and it will catch up to 400 points after a few more levels. Judging from the current progress, it's only a matter of time before the armor explodes in the Abyss dungeon. Wearing a mecha is also an extra layer of protection. The 4% increase or decrease has little impact, and the module still needs to be installed. Next, Wang Chu entered the violent brushing mode again. It was so cool not to have to control the durability consumption. Wang Chu was already killing like crazy in the primitive forest. The engine roared continuously. A silver-gray figure was running wildly in the primitive forest. Successfully killed the corrupted green silvergrass, level 7. Spiritual pattern experience, plus 14. Successfully killed the corrupted silver ring snake, level 8. Spiritual pattern experience, plus 16. Successfully killed the corrupted soft-bone rabbit, level 9. Spiritual pattern experience, plus 18. Wherever he passed, no grass grew. It was just like a player who played a Japanese adventure game and had to rummage through boxes and drawers wherever he went. Very quickly, 5 minutes later, Wang Chu was upgraded to level 2 of Zero Stage. Another 15 minutes later, Wang Chu was upgraded to level 3 of Zero Stage. The upgrade speed was very fast. Along the way, there was no suspense about the corrupted monsters he encountered, and they were all killed instantly. Facing some immobile tree monsters, Wang Chu could even pick up a stone and throw it to kill them instantly, and it could also reduce the durability consumption. Of the 15 free attribute points brought by the level 3 upgrade, Wang Chu added 8 points to strength and 7 points to agility. As for defense, not even a dog. Strength, 375, agility, 360, defense, 293, energy, 77, durability, 12, consumption speed plus 1001%. The Zero Level 3-stage Zero-type mecha has this attribute. In one word, violent. Throwing tiles. Let's just say the durability is only 12 points. There's a sense of urgency to shut down. And these dozens of monsters also dropped a lot of materials and modules. After sorting them out, there are a total of 3 left limb modules, 1 right limb module, 2 left foot modules, for right foot modules, and 1 weapon module. Green-silver entanglement, right limb module. Level, 0 level green. Effect, mecha defense attribute plus 4, Mecha durability consumption rate -4%. Introduction. You have already found a way to die. The right limb module only exploded with this green-silver wrap, which is for defense, so you can only use it as it is. The other left foot module is of white quality, and it is not as good as Peach Blossom leg armor, so there's no need to change it. As for the right foot module, Wang Chu was lucky and exploded the first blue module of the day. Without hesitation, Wang Chu directly inserted it into the slot. Bunny Light Boots, right foot module. Level 0 level blue. Effect, Mecha Agility Attribute +10, Mecha Durability Consumption Rate +10%. Introduction. My name is Bunny. Bunny's Bunny. As for the weapon module, it exploded after Wang Chu killed several corrupted peach trees. Corrupted Peach Wood Sword, weapon module. Level 0 level green. Effect, Mech Strength Attribute +10, Mech Durability Consumption Speed +10%. Introduction. Useless, easy to break. The attribute added by the weapon module is double that of the same quality module. After all are equipped, Wang Chu stood by the lake, looking at the reflection in the water. An exoskeleton mecha with a white tiger stripe armor on the left limb, a green-silver grass wrapped around the right limb, a circle of peach blossoms on the left foot, a rabbit leather boot on the right foot, and a peachwood sword in hand came into view. Quite abstract. Such a combination is simply damaging my image. When I have money, I must get a set of suit modules. After sorting out the modules, there are still some materials stored in the spirit pattern. The most common ones are corrupted ancient wood fiber and corrupted animal hides, which can be sold after leaving the dungeon. These materials can be used to make some potions for pilots or core chips. The most useful one at present should be corrupted tree essence. Corrupted tree essence, item, level 0 level green. Effect, after use, it can restore 10 points of mecha durability. Introduction. I don't know why tree essence can repair mecha durability. Holding the mentality that if it is not used now, there will probably be no chance to use it in the future. Wang Chu used the 2 bottles of corrupted tree essence that just exploded without hesitation. The green juice penetrated into the exoskeleton mecha, emitting a green light. The next second, Wang Chu saw that his durability had risen to 32 points. So that's how it feels. The exoskeleton mecha is like taking a blue pill. It's working again. Wang Chu picked up the peach blossom sword and slashed at the lake. Boom! Splashing waves. Some ugly fish with sharp teeth really jumped out. Successfully killed the corrupted piranha, level 7. Spiritual pattern experience, +14. Successfully killed the corrupted Magikarp, level 5. Spiritual pattern experience, +10. No, you will just splash water. What are you doing if you're not giving away experience? 15 minutes later, Wang Chu, who had cleared a part of the area again, stopped. The durability of the Zero Mecha is about to return to 0. Myolock, the seal, is about to be lifted. Wait, Wang Chu suddenly remembered something. I haven't done my daily routine yet. Chapter 6, 99, 100. Daily task, 100 squats completed, a reminder sounded. Wang Chu was excited. It was quite humane. 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and the last 10 kilometers. For Wang Chu, who only had 4 points of physical fitness, it was not easy to complete these tasks. Wang Chu also cleared all the monsters around him before he could brush the daily tasks with peace of mind. Ding, daily tasks completed, strength +3, agility +3, physical fitness +3, spirit +3, free attribute points +3. There are some things I don't really want to say more. There are always people who are eager to spray. LV1 brother, you can still improve. Wang Chu suddenly opened his eyes wide. All attributes can be +3 in one day, and 3 free attribute points? Awesome. The most important thing is that this is the LV1, Saitama physical fitness. Wang Chu added all the free attribute points to strength. Name, Wang Chu, strength, 10, agility, 7, constitution, 7, spirit, 9. This strength attribute is already twice that of a normal adult. Wang Chu quickly activated the exoskeleton mecha with 1 point of durability left. A moment later, crack, snap, Wang Chu raised his arms to observe, and fine cracks began to appear on the surface of the Zero mecha, spreading rapidly like a spider web. The next second, the durability returned to zero, and the Zero mecha exploded, turning into countless sharp fragments that shot out in all directions. However, the countless fragments in the air suddenly stopped. A prompt popped up, the last ripple. Start. The countless fragments turned into bright light in an instant, all poured into Wang Chu's body, and were absorbed by Wang Chu. The last ripple has been activated, all attributes increased 100 times, and the duration is 23 hours 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Name, Wang Chu. Strength, 1000. Agility, 700. Physique, 700. Spirit, 900. This is power. Throwing tiles. Wang Chu seemed to have endless strength at this moment. He threw a punch. The terrifying fist wind made a crackling sound in the air. This is a 100-fold attribute. Then he lowered his head and lifted up his clothes to take a look. Huh? Why didn't you turn me into 8-pack abs? Wang Chu curled his lips. This last ripple doesn't work either. It's a 100-fold attribute, but it can't turn into abs. It seems that it just turned me into a pure numerical monster. Then, Wang Chu looked at his spiritual pattern. There was a countdown on it. Sure enough, just like what is said in the textbook, the repair time of the mecha is 8 hours. However, for other people, these 8 hours can only be spent avoiding the monster's attacks and delaying until the mecha is repaired. Wang Chu's legs were wronged, and the next moment, he suddenly exerted force. Bang! A loud bang. A big pit had been blown out where Wang Chu was originally standing, and his figure instantly appeared dozens of meters away. My body is more powerful than the mecha. Now it is my complete form. Myolock, open. Although the attribute value is not much different from when wearing an exoskeleton mecha, but without the restraint of the exoskeleton mecha, returning to the flesh itself. There's a sense of ease without the restraint of underwear and wandering around. Cool. The corrupted primitive forest became lively again, with smoke and collision sounds coming out continuously. Successfully killed the corrupted white tiger, level 8, spiritual pattern experience, plus 16. Successfully killed the corrupted giant ape, level 9, spiritual pattern experience, plus 18. Successfully killed the corrupted Magikarp, level 5, spiritual pattern experience, plus 10. Pooh! Pooh! Wang Chu poked his head out of the lake and spit out a large mouthful of water. He had also cleaned up all the living monsters in the lake. According to the plots in games and anime, shouldn't there be some hidden artifacts in this lake? But there's nothing. This lake is really stingy. Back on the shore, Wang Chu took off his clothes and twisted them hard. Voila! The amount of water out was huge. It's worthy of 1,000 points of strength. Then, he pinched a corner of the clothes and started to swing them. No spin dryer can be as effective as 1,000 points of strength. After a while, Wang Chu felt that his clothes were almost dry, so he put them on again. Although there were no other people in the Abyss dungeon, and there was no one directly exposed to the outside world, the situation of broadcasting, but as a pure male high school student who has received 9 years of compulsory education, it is somewhat embarrassing to swing around naked. Mainly because I don't want those corrupted white tigers to feel inferior. Understand? I have killed so many Abyss monsters, and now my level has only reached level 6. The level of monsters in the 0-level Abyss dungeon is still too low. Only a dozen experience points for each. Wang Chu is not very satisfied with his upgrade speed. However, this is a bit for Sai. In the difficult level Abyss dungeon, the level and strength of monsters are 1.4 times that of the simple dungeon, but the experience has not changed. Reaching level 6 means that Wang Chu has killed more than 100 monsters. According to official data, the average level of the newly awakened pilots coming out of the Abyss dungeon is level 3, and the highest record is level 7. If I continue to grind at my current speed, there will be no problem in reaching level 7. I just don't know if there are enough monsters in this Abyss dungeon to grind. Wang Chu stood on the edge of a cliff, looking at the entire primordial forest. I have basically cleared the outer periphery of the primordial forest. The next step is to continue to go deeper into the primordial forest. After clearing the middle circle, I will finally go to the heart of the primordial forest. In the center of the primordial forest, not far away, there stands a huge tree. Its branches stretch out in all directions like dead bones, twisting and emitting strange purple-black gas. That should be the corrupted world tree mentioned in the main quest. The gas coming out of this cuckoo looks very problematic, but in front of this numerical monster, it's all garbage. Successfully killed the corrupted backstrap chicken, level 9, spiritual pattern experience, plus 18. Successfully killed the corrupted vine snake, level 8, spiritual pattern experience, plus 16. It took less than an hour. Wang Chu also cleared all the corrupted monsters in the primordial forest. With a long sigh of relief, Wang Chu wiped the sweat from his cheeks. Although he killed them all the way, it would be tiring to keep moving. Most of the time was spent on finding monsters, and the number of monsters actually killed was less than 80. Wang Chu's level also rose to level 7, reaching the highest level in the record. It takes 2,000 experience points to upgrade from level 7 to level 8. Now, there is still about 1,000 experience points to upgrade. According to the 2 experience points for each level of monsters in this basic trial, even if the boss gives more experience, it is impossible to give 1,000 experience points. It seems level 7 is the upper limit of the basic trial. The level 7 pilot should have cleared all the monsters in the basic trial and finally got stuck at level 7. After pondering for a moment, Wang Chu felt that there was no need to stay in the Abyss dungeon for a long time. He looked up and looked hundreds of meters away. The trees in the middle stopped there. The flowers and plants hundreds of meters around the corrupted world tree were all corrupted, and only the world tree stood at the core. Ding, you have entered the boss challenge area. Affected by the corrupted world tree, your all attributes are reduced by 20%. As soon as he stepped into the corrupted area, a message popped up in front of Wang Chu. 20% reduction in all attributes? A bit disgusting, but not a big problem. 320 points of attributes are enough to crush this Abyss copy. It seems that he has sensed the danger. A burst of black smoke suddenly rose next to the corrupted world tree. Then, several corrupted monsters walked out of the black smoke. Wang Chu's eyes suddenly lit up. Wait, could it be that this boss challenge area will refresh monsters? Chapter 7, seeing that the corrupted world tree would summon monsters, Wang Chu immediately became energetic. Just now he was complaining about not having monsters to spawn, but now monsters are coming to his door. Wang Chu's figure suddenly jumped up. Successfully killed the corrupted owl beast, level 9, spiritual pattern experience, plus 18. Successfully killed the corrupted sparrowhawk, level 9, spiritual pattern experience, plus 18. Successfully killed the corrupted rattata, level 9, spiritual pattern experience, plus 18. A total of 5 monsters were refreshed, each of which was level 9. A total of 90 experience points were credited. Cool. Any more? Hurry up and get more. Suddenly, with a pop sound, a thick branch broke through the air and suddenly pulled down. Wang Chu quickly dodged to the side, and bang, all over, and the earth shook. A deep pit was pulled out of the corrupted ground. Cack, black smoke is coming out. Is this whip dripping with wax? Wang Chu looked up at the giant tree that attacked him. Ning was playing so wildly. Standing closer, this world tree is even bigger than imagined. The treetops blocked the sun, and only a faint light penetrated in. It is like the king of SM in this world. Corrupted world tree boss. Level 0 tier 10. Strength 80. Agility 0. Defense 90. Introduction. The world tree that once nurtured thousands of lives has been polluted by the breath of natural disasters and fell into the abyss. 80 points of strength, 90 points of defense. It is worthy of being the boss of a difficult dungeon. Generally, the pilots who can reach here should be level 4, and the basic attributes of the mecha are 32 points. If you're lucky, with full modules and free attribute points, Attributes such as strength and agility can be 60 to 70 points. There is still a little gap to the corrupted world tree. If the luck is bad, there will be more duplicate modules, and the attribute gap will be even greater. However, the corrupted world tree's 0 agility means that it is a standing boss. As long as you try to avoid the attacks of the world tree and then counterattack, it is not a particularly difficult boss. Boom, boom, boom. Several thick branches are waving continuously, and the whipping sound is as crazy as firecrackers. Wang Chu jumped back and forth on the spot. The huge gap in attributes made the attack of the corrupted world tree very slow in his eyes. For the corrupted world tree that has been going crazy, Wang Chu dared not touch it. What if the tree broke after just 2 touches? I have to wait and see if it will summon monsters again. Almost 5 minutes have passed. The corrupted world tree spewed out another cloud of black mist. Wang Chu's eyes lit up. Is the CD turn on? Sure enough, 5 level 9 corrupted monsters crawled out of the black fog. Wang Chu punched one and got another 90 experience points. 5 minutes to kill 5 level 9 corrupted monsters means 90 experience points, and there's a chance to get materials and modules. 60 monsters in an hour. 60 means 80 experience points. Wang Chu did some calculations and became more and more excited. For other pilots, if they encounter the primitive forest dungeon, they can also kill monsters in the boss territory. But for them, the durability of the mecha is limited, and they must kill the corrupted world tree before the durability of the mecha is exhausted. I don't have this concern. As long as I'm not tired and not afraid of hunger, I can stay here for 24 hours. For me, this place is like a training room for unlimited monster spawning, helping me to level up rapidly. This abyss dungeon is simply a benefit for novices. If you return to the outside world and want to spawn the Spirit Realm dungeon, there is a CD limit. Moreover, the monsters in the dungeon usually don't refresh, so you can't stay in a dungeon all day and spawn them endlessly. Thinking of this, Wang Chu looked at the corrupted world tree with a much softer look. How can this be an abyss boss? It's my fortune tree. The movement of twisting the branches is still so charming. Love it. The next day, Xingqing number 1 middle school. Principal Li Guochang stood on the metal platform. There is more than an hour left, and the new pilots who entered the Abyss dungeon yesterday will be out of the dungeon for 24 hours. Boom! A roar of the engines sounded, and a blue mecha about 6 meters in size flew into the campus and slowly landed on the square. After the mecha state was released, a man wearing gold-rimmed glasses walked towards Li Guochang. Principal Li, good morning. Li Guochang smiled. Butler Su, are you here to pick up your eldest lady? Yes. Butler Su nodding, he asked with interest. Principal Li, I heard that this time the Abyss trial is the difficult level of the primordial forest. Li Guochang sighed. These little guys, their luck is indeed a bit bad. Until now, no one has come out. It seems that they are all waiting for the end of 24 hours. Indeed, the final boss of the difficult level primordial forest is not something that a level 4 or 5 pilot can easily challenge. Butler Su agreed and smiled. However, with my lady's ability and her absolute support, she will definitely be able to pass the primordial forest easily. She must be brushing up her score if she hasn't come out yet. As soon as the voice fell, there were waves of flying sounds again. Then, a series of mechas of different colors and shapes landed on the square of Xingqing number 1 middle school. Many teachers and staff of Xingqing know 1 middle school, as well as students in the 1st and 2nd grades of high school, stared with wide eyes and sighed. So many mechas. You can't see them normally. When did our school have so many pilots above level 5? Are you stupid? These are the admissions teachers of various universities. They are here specifically for our school's absolute overclocking and absolute support. Is this the value of the SSS level core chip? The Abyss dungeon hasn't ended yet, and you're all waiting? Nonsense. As long as you can get out of the Abyss dungeon alive, with the SSS level core chip, you can be guaranteed admission to the 4 major universities, even if you get the lowest score. Old Lee, Principal Lee, The two men walking in the front waved in the direction of the metal platform. They are the admissions teachers of the Imperial Capital Mecha and Magic Capital Mecha, level 6 pilots, and are at the same level as Li Guocheng. The purpose of their coming today is to recruit absolute overclocking and absolute support into the school. Any one of them, then the mission is completed. Of course, it would be best if they could recruit both of them. At this moment, a bright light flashed in the square. As the first student to come out of the Abyss dungeon, she naturally attracted the attention of everyone present. Su Wanking was wrapped in a blue-gray exoskeleton mecha, equipped with various modules. A line of information popped up on the light screen next to her. Su Wanking passed the basic trial, Corrupted Primitive Forest, rated SS level, temporarily ranked first. Chapter 8, SS level evaluation. It's actually SS level evaluation. Principal Li Guocheng was stunned. Generally speaking, if you pass the basic trial successfully, you can get an S-level evaluation. And it's too difficult to get an S-level evaluation or above. The admissions teachers next to him didn't have the time to accompany Li Guocheng in shock. They activated the exoskeleton mecha instantly and rushed to Su Wanking. Student Su Wanking, I'm a teacher at the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapon. Are you interested in studying at the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapon? I'm a teacher at the Nanjing University Mechanical Weapon. Nanjing University Mechanical Weapon. Get out of the way, student Su Wanking. I'm an admissions teacher at the Magic City Mechanical Weapon. The conditions we offer must be better than all of them. Several people surrounded Su Wanking and chattered over there. They knew that the girl in front of them not only got an SS level evaluation, but also the owner of absolute support. She has a bright future. Su Wanking looked at the few people and said softly, "Excuse me, teachers, wait for Brother Wang Chu to come out. I will go to whichever school Brother Wang Chu goes to." Wang Chu. The few people were stunned for a moment, and then they thought, this name seems to be the student who drew absolute overclocking. Buy one, get one free. There is such a good thing? Teacher Zhang from the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapon squeezed out of the crowd and came to Li Guocheng. Old Li, have you explained it clearly to that student Wang? Absolute overclocking is a late-stage core. Don't mess around in it. Li Guocheng laughed and said, "Don't worry, old Zhang. You're still worried about me doing things? Besides, Wang Chu is a calm guy. I told him to stay in there for 24 hours, and he will definitely listen." Corrupted Primitive Forest. Successfully killed the corrupted White Tiger. Level 9. Spiritual Pattern Experience, plus 18. Successfully killed the corrupted Vine Snake. Level 9. Spiritual Pattern Experience, plus 18. Successfully killed corrupted Bobo. Level 9. Spiritual Pattern Experience, plus 18. With more than 3 minutes left in the Abyss dungeon, Wang Chu breathed a sigh of relief. The last wave of monsters has finally been cleared. Damn it, I haven't eaten or drunk for more than 20 hours, and I have to avoid the attacks of the boss. I'm really exhausted. In front of him, the corrupted world tree was also shaking its branches weakly. It's even more charming. Not only Wang Chu was tired, but the boss was also tired. But it's worth it. At this time, Wang Chu's level has risen to level 10. Level 0, level 10.16584/5000. The spirit pattern experience has overflowed. There is no way to upgrade before successfully clearing the first level Abyss dungeon. I have to train for a while after I get out to strengthen my physical attributes. Then, Wang Chu turned his attention back to the corrupted world tree. You have been diligently giving birth to cubs for me to gain experience for more than 20 hours. You have worked so hard. Now, let me send you to liberation. Mech summon. Wang Chu's body began to flash. The exoskeleton mech, which had already turned on the CD and had its durability repaired, instantly covered the whole body. Only this time, with the blessing of a set of white tiger modules, the exoskeleton mech was like a standing tiger, majestic without anger. Mecha. Type 0 Mecha, Exoskeleton Mecha. Core Chip Module. Absolute Overclocking Gold. Weapon Module. White Tiger Claw Blue. Left Limb Module. White Tiger Armor Blue. right limb module, white tiger armor blue, left foot module, white tiger armor blue, right foot module, white tiger armor blue, multifunction module, none. It took more than 22 hours in the boss territory. At the rate of refreshing 5 corrupted monsters every 5 minutes, Wang Chu killed more than 1,000. The explosion rate of the module is about 1/8. Wang Chu brushed nearly 200 modules and put together a set of blue-quality white tiger modules. As for the materials, there are more. Each zero-level blue equipment module provides 10 points of strength and plus 10% durability consumption rate. The blue weapon module, white tiger claw, increases strength by 20 points and durability consumption speed by plus 20%, with the blessing of absolute overclocking and a set of blue modules. After Wang Chu put on the exoskeleton armor, his attributes have reached a very terrifying data. Level 0, level 10-16584/5000. Strength amount 860, agility 700, defense 500, energy 100, durability 100, consumption speed plus 1060%. At the 0 stage, there are up to 860 points of strength. This is still 50 points of free attribute points. Wang Chu only added 30 points to strength. It seems to feel the threat brought by Wang Chu. The already somewhat weak, corrupted world tree began to become irritable. The branches began to whip wildly. However, this time Wang Chu did not dodge the whip of the branches. Snap! Wang Chu grabbed the thick branches. Pulled hard. Boom! Corrupted world tree is no match for Wang Chu at all. With a huge gap between 80 points of strength and 860 points of strength, the earth trembled. The ground where the world tree took root began to crack, as if it was about to be uprooted. The next second, the world tree knew it was no match for the enemy, so it chose to cut off one of its arms and took the initiative to break off the branch that Wang Chu was holding. Puff! Purple-black sap gushed out from the cut. Oh, pretty smart. But you were so smart, would you have thought that one day you would die under your own branch? Wang Chu looked at the boss of the Abyss dungeon indifferently, twisted it, and slammed the branch back. The power of this blow, it was enough to shake the mountains and rivers and make the entire Abyss dungeon tremble, accompanied by a deafening roar. Corrupted world tree. The huge body was broken in half. It slowly tilted and finally fell to the ground with a bang, stirring up waves of dust and decayed fragments. Then, lines of information prompts appeared in front of him. Successfully killed the corrupted world tree. Level 10. Spiritual pattern experience plus 500. Ding, complete the basic trial. Corrupted primordial forest. Evaluation. SSS. Obtain item. Corrupted world tree branch. Purple. Obtain material. Source of corruption. Obtain module. Corrupted world tree root. Purple. The prompt ends. A wave of darkness hits. When the light comes on again, Wang Chu found that a group of people were staring at him with wide eyes. Chapter 9 in the square of Xingqing No. 1 Middle School. Admissions teachers from various colleges carefully and seriously observe every student coming out of the dungeon. The closer it is to 24 hours, the more students will pass the Abyss dungeon, because 90% of students will choose to step into the boss's territory and start the boss battle in the last few minutes. In this way, you can kill as many monsters as possible in the previous time, explode more and better modules, increase attributes, and increase the probability of passing the level. Even if you can't beat the boss, as long as you drag it out for the last few minutes, you will be safely teleported out of the Abyss dungeon when 24 hours are up. A burst of light flashed. Everyone looked at it and then widened their eyes. Fuck, this module is a white tiger suit. Huh? I'm wearing a tattered mix and match, and someone is wearing such a cool white tiger suit. Which student is this? He's so lucky that he even has a white tiger suit. This student looks familiar. Fuck, it's Wang Chu. The admissions teachers recognized Wang Chu and rushed over instantly. Li Guicheng also rushed to Wang Chu in an instant. Wang Chu, didn't I ask you to stay for 24 hours before coming out? There are still 2 minutes left. Why are you out? Wang Chu tilted his head. I came out after killing the boss. Li Guocheng was stunned for a moment, and his brain KFC started to work. There's nothing wrong with this, but you kid, absolute overclocking is a double-edged sword. You still have to be cautious. SSS level evaluation. It's SSS level evaluation. Suddenly, a teacher shouted on the spot. Everyone turned to look at the light curtain. At some point, Su Wanking, who was originally ranked first with an SS level evaluation, has dropped one place. Now the first place is Wang Chu. Wang Chu cleared the basic trial, corrupted primordial forest, rated SSS level. Li Guoqing's heart suddenly jumped, and his head creaked like a clockwork as he turned to look at Wang Chu. Primordial forest. Can you get an SSS level evaluation? Wang Chu looked indifferent. Yes, is it difficult? Is it difficult? Everyone was stunned. Teacher Zhang said, "You may not know that no one has ever gotten an SSS level evaluation for the difficult level, corrupted primordial forest. SS level is the highest." Then, he immediately started to work. "Hello, classmate Wang Chu. I am Teacher Zhang from the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapon. Do you have..." Wait, Teacher Zhang was suddenly stunned, and his eyes lit up with purple light. "It's a scanning skill. You're actually level 10? Oh." The other teachers looked at Lao Zhang in disbelief, then turned to look at Wang Chu. Their eyes lit up. "Oh my god, it's really level 10. Everyone was completely confused. A set of white tiger is actually nothing. At most, Wang Chu is lucky if it is placed outside. The zero-level suit is extremely cheap. But SSS level evaluation. This is the first SSS level evaluation in the zero-level Abyss copy in so many years. Unprecedented. It broke the record of all previous pilots. And level 10. Level 10. In the past, the highest record in the Abyss copy of the new pilot was only level 7, and Wang Chu came out at level 10. What is this called? This is called innate full soul power. Wrong, Wang Chu said with regret. What a pity. If it hadn't been blocked, I would have been level 12 now. Everyone, have you heard what people say? Now, they finally know why Wang Chu is rated SSS. To get Wang Chu's experience points, he must have killed at least 1,500 corrupted monsters. But where do so many monsters come from for Wang Chu to refresh? Although he was puzzled, now is not the time to think about this. If you don't grab this kind of genius now, when will you? If he enters other schools, the loss will be huge. Student Wang Chu, please consider the Imperial Capital Mecha Armor. Scholarships, Mecha Materials, Advanced Modules. We will give you whatever you want. Come to the Magic City Mecha Armor, Student Wang Chu. This is your world. We have everything that the Imperial Capital Mecha Armor has, and we also have what they don't have. Go away. Wang Chu's eyes wandered, bypassing the admissions teachers who were about to fight and glancing at the girls outside the crowd. Su Wanqing, she has indeed come out. After all, it is also Golden's core chip, absolute support. Single combat capability is not as strong as absolute overclocking, but it is much stronger than other garbage core chips. In this case, then don't blame me for fleecing you. He. I want to ask which school Su Wanking has decided to go to. Several admissions teachers looked at each other and smiled. Oh, it turns out that these two people are still a couple. Lao Zhang turned around first and said shamelessly, Imperial Capital Mecha Weapon. Su Wanking chose Imperial Capital Mecha Weapon. Lao Zhangyu. Several people around him were anxious. No, you are a dignified 6th level pilot, and the admissions teacher of Imperial Capital Mecha Weapon is still here to deceive students? Aren't you ashamed? Okay, I won't consider Imperial Capital Mecha Weapon. I'll take a look at other schools. Hey. I must be with Su Wanking, but before that, I have to drive up prices first, right? Wang Chu's words instantly confused several people. What's going on? So this couple had a quarrel? You run away. She chases. You can't get away even if you have wings? Teacher he of Magic City Mechanical Weapon instantly showed a chrysanthemum-like smile. If you don't consider the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapon, which is the most competitive with Magic City Mechanical Weapon, then isn't it just me? Student Wang, Chu's Magic City mechanical weapon. Lao Zhang wailed. Student Wang Chu, I was wrong just now. Student Su's idea is that wherever you go, she will follow you. Wang Chu certainly knew that this girl would follow him. But such a good thing as packing into the school. Isn't it a cheap school? Give me a lot of gold coins. At this time, Su, the housekeeper standing next to Su wanking, heard the conversation of several teachers, frowned, and walked over. Excuse me, teachers. My young lady's words just now were just a joke. Which school she wants to go to has nothing to do with others. The young lady's choice of school still needs to wait for our master to make a decision. Although the tone of the Su housekeeper was polite, it was obvious that he wanted to keep people out. As a housekeeper who had been picking up and dropping off Su wanking for 3 years, he knew that Wang Chu and Su wanking grew up in the same orphanage. Su wanking was found by the head of the Su family when she was 12 years old and was brought back to the Su family and treated like a jewel in the palm. As a housekeeper, how could he let others approach the young lady at will? At this moment, Su wanking came over with some anger in her voice. Housekeeper Su, I don't have the final say. Do you have the final say? Since when can you, a housekeeper, make decisions for me? Chapter 10. At this time, the 24-hour time of the Abyss dungeon was up. The surroundings began to light up, and the students who had persisted for 24 hours came out of the Abyss dungeon. Fuck, I was just a little bit away from killing the boss. You almost killed it. I almost got killed. Fortunately, I came out. B-level evaluation. It's okay, I'm satisfied. Fuck, look at the ranking light screen. There are even SSS level evaluations. The square became much more lively as the students came out of the Abyss dungeon. Compared with those students, the Su family was confused and their hearts were chilled. The lady was mean to me. This is the first time she has been mean to me in so many years. He quickly explained, Miss, I didn't mean that. Su wanking frowned slightly and looked at several admissions teachers and said solemnly, I'm sorry, teachers. It's my Su family's fault for not being strict with our children. I made it very clear just now. I'll go to the same school as my brother Wang Chu. Su wanking usually has a very good personality and speaks softly. She looks like a lady from a noble family and is very well-mannered. But Wang Chu knows. She's just pretending. She's as fierce as the Sichuan and Chongqing Tyrannosaurus Rex in private. But Miss the Master, Butler Su wanted to struggle and say something, but was glared at by Su wanking and held back his words. Su wanking is the eldest daughter of the Su family, after all. At this time, she was determined to get Wang Chu into the same school. He, a mere butler, didn't dare to say a word. If he wanted to say anything, he could only tell the master after he returned. The students around them felt something was wrong the more they listened. Just now they were discussing their own Abyss copies, but now they seemed to have heard something big. They opened their mouths wide and looked at Su wanking and others in disbelief. Did you hear what did School Beauty Su say just now? Gulp. School Beauty Su just said that Wang Chu would go to whichever school he went to. Did you miss any key words? School Beauty Su called Wang Chu brother. Brother? The students were confused. One was the high-ranking eldest daughter of the Su family, Su wanking, the school beauty of Xingqingno, one middle school. The other was Wang Chu, an orphan who was ordinary except for his handsome appearance and had no friends in school. In all these years, I have never heard of the two of them having any intersection. What virtue did he have to make Su Xiaohua say such a thing? Is it just because of his absolute overclocking? Brother, isn't absolute overclocking enough? Did you see the ranking? Wang Chu is rated SSS. But how could Su Xiaohua be that kind of superficial person? Brother, how could he be superficial? Wang Chu is so handsome, has absolute overclocking, and a promising future is independent, and has worked and studied for so many years. How could he be bad? But who the hell are you to keep speaking for Wang Chu? Regarding Su wanking, whether she is absolute support or not, he must be with her. The relationship between him and Su wanking from childhood to adulthood is no joke. As for why he told others that he didn't want to go to the same school with Su wanking, how can he get gold coins without saying it? Moreover, if he forms a team with Su wanking to go to the dungeon together, With her assistance, he can better hide his secret weapon in the second stage. For example, the outrageous upgrade speed and outrageous monster spawning speed can all bring out Su Wanking as a rescuer. On the surface, having absolute overclocking is already enviable enough. If they knew that I still had absolute overclocking with the sub-item Last Ripple and possessed the special Saitama constitution, it is hard to say whether I will be targeted. Forget it. Wang Chu looked at the few people indifferently and said pretentiously, I don't care what choice Su Wanking makes. I will choose the school that can give me the best conditions and resources. The Abyss dungeon has just ended, so don't take up too much of your time. The words are very clear. Whoever gives the most money, I will go to that school. Quick, come up with a price that I can't compromise with. Light the sky lantern. Light it hard. Several teachers looked at each other and took out their mobile phones and walked out. Just like bidding, they need to communicate and discuss with their superiors. For this genius pilot who has achieved absolute overclocking and SSS level evaluation, the authority they have is no longer enough. How much can be given is decided by the school. The most important thing is, this is most likely a buy one get one free deal. Su Wanking looked at Wang Chu. Her eyes began to redden. She saw Wang Chu wink at her before he left. She immediately understood what this meant. Deliberately creating conflicts to drive up prices. Let the school bleed. It turns out that he still wants to be with me. He didn't let me contact him for so many years because he was afraid that others would know that I grew up in an orphanage and attack me. But don't worry, brother Wang Chu. I have decided that even if my father objects, I must go to the same school with you. Looking at Su Wanking's red eyes, Wang Chu took a breath. No, it's good that you understand. But don't cry. If he finds you crying later, your father will beat me to death. Well, Su Wanking, the principal is about to speak. Go back to your class and stand. Yes. Su Wanking nodded vigorously. Kinger listens to brother Wang Chu the most. After Su Wanking left, Wang Chu also returned to his class team under the strange looks of others. Although Wang Chu got the SSS level evaluation, few people came to flatter him when he returned to the team. Instead, there was some silence, because everyone found that there were 3 familiar classmates in the class who failed to come back from the Abyss dungeon. They stayed in the dungeon forever. Facing such a thing for the first time, no one was happy. Even if they wanted to be happy, they didn't dare to laugh out loud in such an occasion. Principal Li Guocheng stood on the metal platform and glanced at the students. He said in a deep voice, Classmates, congratulations on successfully passing the first challenge of the Abyss dungeon. You have become pilots who can stand on your own. From today on, the school has taught you everything. The road ahead depends on you to walk on your own. Principal Li Guocheng has no idea how many times he has said these words. Then he paused and said the last words at this time of the year. The National Machine Weapon Examination will be held in half a month. Come on, everyone. Everything is over. Wang Chu walked to the playground alone and started running in circles. After a while, why are so many of you running with me? Su Wanking tilted her head. Aren't you commemorating your campus youth life that is about to pass away? I like running when I watch the sentimental Sakura drama. Wang Chu, God tramples the horse, Sakura drama running. No, I am completing my daily 10-kilometer long-distance run. You told me that you are commemorating the youth that is about to pass away? Are you crazy? Chapter 11 Noon. A black executive sedan drove into the huge Su family manor and stopped in front of a luxurious white Western-style building. Butler Su walked slowly to the back seat wearing white gloves and gently opened the car door for Su Wanking. 6 maids stood on both sides of the door and bowed their heads to greet her. Su Wanking walked into the entrance hall, and a maid who had been squatting on the ground, waiting for a long time, helped her take off her shoes and put on slippers. As she walked in, a middle-aged man was sitting in the living room watching TV. Su Wanking whispered, Dad, why did you come back so early today? Su Chun heard his daughter's voice and immediately stood up to greet her with a look of joy. Today is the first day for my baby daughter to complete the Abyss copy. Dad must not miss it. The word miss has become a word that Su Chun often says. More than 10 years ago, when Su Chun was still a 5th-level pilot, he was hunted by his enemies and was forced to separate from his wife. Finally, his wife died, and he only found out 6 years ago that his wife had left him a daughter. In this regard, Suchin no longer wanted to miss any important day of his daughter. Thank you, Dad. Suwankin smiled sweetly. Dad, I'm sweating all over now. I'll come to have lunch with you later. Okay, go quickly, Su-chan said with a smile. His voice was a lot of choking. He watched Su Wanking go upstairs, and then the sound of the door closing came. Su-chan turned his head to look at the housekeeper Su and put away his smile. Just now, he said in a deep voice, Su, sure, the Abyss dungeon should have been over for a while. Why did you come back so late? Butler Su bowed his head slightly. Master, after the young lady came out of the Abyss dungeon, she ran 10 kilometers before coming back. Su-chan, run 10 kilometers? Su-chan pondered for a moment, frowning. Which blind person made Kinger angry? Butler Su thought about it. Unhappy, shouldn't it be? The young lady smiled so brightly that she was so happy. Then, he began to explain to Su-chan everything that happened after the Abyss dungeon ended. Su-sure was a steward who was given the surname Su. As the steward of such a large family, his moral character in all aspects has been severely observed and tested by Su-chan. Otherwise, he would not be trusted to pick up Su Wanking alone. At the same time, Su-sure is not stupid. It is meaningless for him to put himself in the mood and exaggerate what happened today. It was just a loss of face in front of outsiders. If Su Wanking and Su-chan had a conversation later, wouldn't he be a villain? As long as he told Su-chan clearly, he would make the decision. The identity of Su Butler was a face in the outside world. What was more important? He knew it well. So he told Su-chan everything that happened, what he said, Su Wanking's attitude, and what she said. Wang Chu. Su-chan had already sat back on the sofa. During the time when Su Wanking was just brought back from the orphanage, 8 out of 10 sentences of Su Wanking were about the boy named Wang Chu. As a father, he would definitely arrange people to investigate Wang Chu as soon as possible. The result was smart, steady, mature, and filial. All 5-star praise. If there is a flaw, is the identity of an orphan. From the day Su Wanking left the orphanage, the two were no longer from the same world. Later, as time passed, Su Wanking mentioned Wang Chu less and less frequently, and he gradually felt relieved. Until high school started. Su-chan learned that Wang Chu had actually been admitted to Xingqing-no, one middle school. When he appeared in front of Wang Chu and was about to warn Wang Chu said indifferently, Uncle Su, I know what you want to say. Don't worry, I will never contact Su Wanking in school. Little did he know that he thought Wang Chu was a trouble. Wang Chu also thought Su Wanking was a trouble. Isn't that what it says in novels? When a group of ignorant lickers and toads who think they can lick Su Wanking find out that an orphan like him is so close to Su Wanking, won't they come and trouble me every day? In fact, it's not that I'm afraid of trouble. It's just that the golden finger hasn't awakened yet. Wait until my golden finger awakens. Humph. At this moment, when Su-chan heard this name, he felt as if Wang Chu rode a ghost fire into their manor, then stopped at the door of the big villa and shouted, Old Deng, I'm here to pick up your daughter. It's over. The cabbage is going to be eaten by the pig. Absolute overclocking, forget it, but you actually took SSS level evaluation. Wang Chu, this little guy, has been holding back his anger. His pupils shrank, and he pretended to be calm. He remained as steady as a rock in front of Su-sure. But this is the only way he can barely match my king. To be honest, Su-chan has already started thinking about how to deal with the relationship between his daughter and the yellow-haired guy. He is a 7th level pilot, yes, but the path of a pilot is full of dangers. Even a 7th level pilot will die one day. He doesn't want Kinger to lose her support when that day comes. The most important thing is Kinger has reached the age of rebellion. If he cuts it off, Kinger will blame himself. Then let Wang Chu retreat. Saying too much will also make Kinger angry. After thinking about it, Su-chan finally thought a good way. 3 years. Set a deadline for Wang Chu. That kind of deadline that is impossible to reach. This way, it can also inspire Wang Chu's fighting spirit. If Wang Chu really achieves it, then Kinger will not lose out. The more Su-chan thought about it, the more he felt that he was really smart. Absolute overclocking. So what? SSS level evaluation. So what? That's my most beloved daughter. Want to be yellow-haired? That depends on whether you, Wang Chu, have the ability. I have already given you a chance. Hee, I am really smart. Su sure stood aside and listened to Su Chun muttering to himself. I really want to say, Master, have you never read novels? 3-year deadline is not a good word. Otherwise, the 3-year deadline has arrived. Welcome the Dragon King. The Dragon King gave an order. The Su family went bankrupt within 3 minutes. Can you bear it? On the other side, Xingqing No. 1 Middle School. After running 10 kilometers, Wang Chu arrived at the Food the Storm, inhaled a big meal. Afterwards, Wang Chu patted his belly and rested for a while, then found a cool place to start the next training. 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, and 100 push-ups. For Wang Chu, who already had 7 points of physical fitness, completing these tasks was much easier than the first time. Ding, complete the daily task. Strength +3, agility +3, physical fitness +3, spirit +3, free attribute points +3. Here it comes, another big boost. Just when Wang Chu was working hard on the daily, the network of Daxia has exploded. No one has ever achieved an SSS level evaluation in the 0-level Abyss copy. Now, this record has been broken. Chapter 12 the next day. Wang Chu arrived at the Chip Trading Center of the Star City Pilot Association very early. Just like what I said before, the Abyss Dungeon is dangerous, but it is also a place where many people change their lives. Wang Chu killed more than 1,500 Abyss monsters yesterday and got more than 200 chip modules, which is a very generous reward. And for trading chip modules, the official trading center is definitely the first choice. Although the recycling price is not the highest in the market, it is safe. At the counter, a sweet-looking girl smiled and said, "Hello, pilot. Hello. What is the recycling price of the zero-order module today?" Wang Chu asked politely. The counter lady took out a form that seemed to have been prepared long ago from under the counter and said, "Pilot, the recycling price of the zero-order chip module today is here. Please take a look." Wang Chu took the form and looked at it carefully. White module, recycling price 180 Alliance coins. Green module, recycling price is 450 Alliance coins. The recycling price of the blue module is 900 Alliance coins. The purple module is relatively rare, and the recycling price is as high as 10,000 Alliance coins. As for the gold module, the recycling price is 50,000 Alliance coins, and the rare entries are calculated separately. The prices above are all the prices of power modules. Agility and defense chip modules are 20% off. Wang Chu thought, this is the unspoken rule of the recycling price. The power chip module is in great demand and sells best. The surrounding counters also received a lot of young people. They look quite different from me. Probably students who have just become pilots and completed the Abyss Dungeon. Wang Chu glanced at the recycling prices in the tables of other counters. Today's price seems to be a little lower. The prices of white, green, and blue chip modules are 90% of the usual prices, while purple and gold have not changed. But that's right. There were a large number of new mobile phone technicians across the country yesterday. After clearing the Abyss Dungeon, a large number of zero-order chip modules flowed into the market. Wang Chu glanced at it and nodded. The price is fine. Please calculate the bill. After that, Wang Chu prepared to activate the spirit pattern to take out the chip. Just then, the boy who was asking at the counter next to him suddenly slapped the table. Wang Chu turned his head and looked at the boy, who blushed and kept the same action. I came to see it a few days ago. The recycling prices on your form are now 90% of the usual prices. Do you think I'm a student and easy to bully and want to take my kickbacks? Where is your manager? Call him out. The lady at the counter kept a professional smile and patiently explained, Master Pilot, because a large number of new pilots cleared the first Abyss copy yesterday and brought out a large number of chip modules, the recycling price will be affected to a certain extent. It's like this every year at this time. I'm different. The boy snorted coldly. I got more than 30 chip modules in my first clearance of the Abyss Dungeon, including 5 blue modules and 1 purple module. And I got an S-level evaluation. Let your manager come out. I believe that he will definitely invest in me for a genius pilot like me. The lady at the counter still kept smiling. I haven't heard of such a thing, pilot. How could you not have heard of it? The boy slammed the table angrily. I saw that foreign pilot associations and magazines like Eason and Duja are all like this. They have investment vision. Hearing this, Wang Chu couldn't help but burst out laughing. The man looked over with a squint. What are you laughing at? Have you never seen a genius? Wang Chu didn't bother to pay attention to this self-satisfied brat who was poisoned by Eason and Duja. Then he turned his head to look at the receptionist and asked, "Why don't you laugh? We have received professional training. No matter how funny it is, we will not laugh, pilot." Hearing this, the boy broke down on the spot. What the hell do you mean? Explain it to me. Where's the manager? Where's your manager? I want to complain to you. The loud voice made Wang Chu's head hurt. Miss, please help me count the number of chip modules as soon as possible. The voice of the two-faced turtle is pinching my forehead. After that, Wang Chu activated the spiritual pattern on the back of his hand. The next second, the counter table was instantly piled with a mountain of chip modules. All these are zero-order chip modules. I just brushed them out of the Abyss copy yesterday. There is no problem with the channel. In order to prevent the sale of a large number of chip modules at one time being questioned, Wang Chu stacked a buff in advance. The two counter girls were stunned, and the two-faced turtle who had been arguing was also dumbfounded. He didn't even notice that Wang Chu called him a two-faced turtle. No, buddy, this chip module is as high as a mountain. It must be at least 1 or 200 yuan, right? You told me that you got it in the Abyss dungeon yesterday? Huh. Then the boy sneered. I guess you were running errands to help your classmates deal with the modules? Why are you pretending to be so big and powerful? I think maybe the whole class has collected so many of them. The counter girl is professionally trained, and she quickly adjusted her expression and whispered, Master Pilot, please wait a moment. The girl at the next counter also asked the two-faced turtle, Master Pilot, do you still sell chip modules? The two-faced turtle snorted coldly. I won't sell it for now. I want to see what this guy is trying to do with all the chip modules in the class. Very quickly, the lady at the counter counted the chip modules on the table. Master Pilot, you have been waiting for a long time. There are a total of 102 white modules, 75 green modules, 48 blue modules, and 4 purple modules. Among them, the recycling price of the white, green, and blue agility and defense attribute modules is 80% off the power module. A total of 131,848 alliance coins. Excuse me, do you have a pilot count? 130,000 alliance coins? Wang Chu's face was calm, and he was already laughing in his heart. Gently shaking his head, Wang Chu handed over his student card. I haven't had time to register yet. Just in time. Can you help me register my pilot account? The lady at the counter began to enter the information on the student card into the computer. No problem. What is your current level? Level 10. Okay, 10 level. The lady at the counter looked up suddenly, and even the two-faced turtle screamed sharply. You mean Duo Xiao? Level 10? The two-faced turtle was shocked. You know, the interval CD between entering the dungeon is more than 24 hours, and the special dungeon is even longer. The boy in front of him doesn't even have a pilot account. He must be a new pilot. But he only brushed one Abyss dungeon to reach level 10? How is this possible? No. The two-faced turtle suddenly remembered that their class group seemed to be discussing yesterday that there was a pervert in number 1 middle school who got an SSS level evaluation. He also went to see it, and the ranking list has indeed been refreshed. The first place winner is a boy named Wang Chu. Is this the boy in front of me? At the same time, a figure walked over quickly. I'm a manager. Who is looking for me? Chapter 13, Manager. The lady at the counter who received Wang Chu immediately called out softly. There is a new pilot here who said his level is level 10. Level 10. The manager's pupils shrank slightly. Damn, is Dad here? If it were in the past, he would think that this new pilot must be talking nonsense. But yesterday, the ranking list of the zero-level copy was refreshed, and the appearance of a genius boy with an SSS level evaluation has caused an uproar. He looked at Wang Chu and said with a professional smile, Hello, I am Chun-Li, the manager of the Chip Trading Center of the Star City Pilot Association. Can you show me your pilot level? After all, you need to create a pilot account, and we need to verify it. Wang Chu nodded, bent his left arm, and activated the spiritual pattern on it. In the middle of the spiritual pattern on the back of his left hand, there's a number 10 without a star on it, representing the 0 level. The lady at the counter couldn't help but scream out, "Is it really level 10? She gently covered her mouth with her fair little hands, her eyes full of shock. The two-faced turtle beside her was stunned. Damn, just selling chips can meet that genius? Manager Chin looked calm, but thousands of horses were galloping through his heart. A new pilot suddenly appeared and obtained the absolute overclocking core chip module. And he reached level 10 in his first participation in the Abyss dungeon, got the SSS level evaluation, and was madly fought over by teachers from all colleges and universities. He met the real Big Daddy. After all, no one wants to mess with such a talented genius without knowing it. It is indeed level 10. Shouty yawn. Help Lord Wang Chu open an account. Then, Manager Chin looked at the classified chip modules on the desktop and asked, "These are all chip modules sold by Lord Wang Chu alone, right? Buy them at the previous market recycling price. And, whether it is agility or defense, calculated according to the recycling price of strength." Yes, the two-faced turtle laughed beside him. Although he is not level 10, he is also a genius after all. Since this little brother has enjoyed the treatment of a genius, then he must be the same. He clapped his hands and laughed, looking at the lady at the counter who received him and said, "I told you, your manager will definitely invest when he sees a genius. Quick, count the money for me. I'm in a hurry." The lady at the counter smiled, but said nothing. Chun-Li looked over and said lightly, "Sir, there's no problem with the price calculated by our staff for you." The two-faced turtle was stunned for a moment. Then he slammed the table angrily. "What do you mean? I am a genius with an S-level evaluation. If you have this attitude, be careful that I will destroy your chip trading center in the future." "Oh," Chun-Li raised his eyebrows. "You said you were going to destroy my trading center? If you have that ability, you can do it now." The next second, the roar of the engines sounded. A burst of golden light shot out from Chun-Li's body. His body was wrapped in a gorgeous golden exoskeleton mecha. The spiritual pattern on the back of Chun-Li's left hand lit up. For stars, level 45, Manager Chun-Li of the Chip Trading Center turned out to be a powerful 4th-level pilot. Genius. What kind of person dares to call himself a genius here? You are not even a hair of Lord Wang Chu, Chun-Li said coldly. If you don't leave, don't blame me for kicking you out with my own hands. The two-faced turtle's face turned pale in an instant, and he took 3 steps back. The aura of the 4th-level pilot is so terrifying. Although the 4th-level pilot is not a particularly terrifying existence, but that is already the backbone level, not something that a student like him can easily offend. What's more, he is the manager of the Chip Trading Center. The power behind him is self-evident. The two-faced turtle's face was uncertain, and finally he said viciously, "Humph. Let's go." Chun-Li turned to the counter lady and said without covering his voice, "You will deal with such idiots in the future. Don't call me." Wang Chu watched the show for a long time without saying a word. Saying more words to such a person, it's all to give him face. He will feel good. After a while, Chun-Li rubbed his hands and looked at Wang Chu with a flattering face and said, "Lord Wang Chu, please come this way and try the best tea in our center." Walked out of the Pilot Association. Wang Chu looked at his pilot account and couldn't help grinning. Made a fortune. A total of 161,500 yuan of alliance coins were credited. Yes, with so much money, I could buy good nutrient solution for my younger brothers and sisters. However, before I upgrade to a 1st-level pilot, I need to equip myself with a set of golden chip modules as much as possible. When the pilot breaks through from level 0 to level 1, the chip module he wears will be absorbed, and the attribute points provided by the chip module will be permanently fed back to the mecha. These attributes can never be made up after the upgrade, so the attribute gap between the rich and the civilian pilots is huge. Generally speaking, the 0-type mecha with an initial 20-point attribute can reach an average attribute of 50 points at level 10, plus free attribute points. And the full edition of Strength will have 100 points of Strength attribute, and Agility and Defense will be 50 points. Then, when the 0 level is upgraded to the first level, the pilot can match the chip at will, absorb as many attributes as possible. For example, a golden weapon module provides 100 strength points. Then, as long as the other 5 modules add 50 agility and 50 defense points, the absorption can be maximized. Well, in other words, it seems to be the same as absorbing soul rings. If you absorb too much, the mecha will not be able to withstand the explosion. For me, Wang Chu silently calculated in his heart. With the blessing of absolute overclocking, as long as I am rich enough, I can absorb 6 golden zero-order chip modules. The attribute gap brought by that will be huge. It's just, Wang Chu took a deep breath. A good cook cannot cook without rice. Money. Everything costs money, not to mention that I have to pay for the food in the courtyard and buy nutrient solution for my younger brothers and sisters. 50,000 Alliance coins can only buy the most common chip modules without rare entries. 6 pieces are 300,000, 160,000. Alliance coins seem to be a lot, but in fact they're only enough to buy 3 ordinary gold modules. If you want to buy chip modules with additional entries, it will cost at least 100,000, and the ones with good entries will be more expensive. Pilots really spend money. Wang Chu sighed. Some people were born in Rome. And if it weren't for absolute overclocking and all kinds of cheats, a pure cow and horse. In order to maximize the attributes, it is better not to break through the first level before collecting a set of gold chip modules. But these are not important to me. With Saitama's physique, I am getting stronger every day. Thinking of this, Wang Chu took out his phone and checked the time. There is still some time before the 24-hour cooldown of the dungeon is refreshed. Take advantage of this time to finish today's daily routine. Chapter 14, Ding, Daily Tasks Completed, Strength +3, Agility +3, Physique +3, Spirit +3, Free Attribute Points +3. Sweat has soaked through the clothes. But Wang Chu didn't feel tired. This is not exercise. This is brushing attribute points. How can such a happy thing be tiring? Exclusive ability. Saitama Physique. Strength, 22. Average adult 5. Agility, 13. Average adult 5. Physique, 13. Average adult 5. Spirit, 15. Average adult 5. Wang Chu added the 6 free attribute points obtained in 3 days to Strength. Strength is everything. At the entrance of the copy transmission, many pilots have gathered here. A-level core chip module, level 6. First Abyss Dungeon S-level rating. Looking for a team. Silver scale breastplate chip module, blue quality, 1,000 Alliance coins each. Second level dungeon, 3 people are missing. Looking for a core support pilot above A level. Is there a good brother to take care of my sister? My sister has just become a support pilot. She doesn't know anything. She could do anything. Wang Chu came to the dungeon transmission entrance of level 3 and below. As a low-level dungeon transmission entrance, it is as lively as a vegetable market with a sea of people. Pilots without a fixed team are frantically promoting themselves, and teams lacking people are also cautiously recruiting teammates. Although the experience and item gains will be shared equally when forming a team to go to the dungeon, the reduced difficulty pressure and increased efficiency make many pilots still choose to form a team, especially the higher-level dungeons. Wang Chu saw a figure in the crowd. She was looking for something, obviously waiting here. Just then, their eyes met. Su Wanking's eyebrows curved instantly, and she trotted towards Wang Chu. Brother Wang Chu. Just when Wang Chu and Su Wanking met, 2 pairs of eyes in the corner were staring at them and whispered, "Is it him?" A bald man asked. "He looks more handsome than in the photo." "It should be him," a thin man replied. After confirming, the 2 narrowed their eyes, changed to a grim smile, walked straight in front of Su Wanking, and blocked her way. Su Wanking stopped, narrowed her eyes, and looked at the 2 people who blocked her, revealing a chill all over her body. She has never been polite to others. "Get out of the way." Hey, little sister, don't be so fierce. The two are hooligans who have no talent in the road of pilots. Usually, they just take private jobs that bully the weak and fear the strong. And their favorite thing to do every year is to bully the new pilots. Just then, a pair of hands stretched out from behind and placed on the shoulders of the two men. Who? The thin man on the left asked knowingly. The target of their trip was him. However, he found that the hand on his right shoulder had clamped him tightly, and he couldn't move at all. What the hell? Is this the strength a human can have? It hurts. You fucking let me go. The thin man screamed and almost squatted on the ground. The strong man on the right was not much better. He was strong, but those were dead muscles that he had taken drugs to show off. Facing Wang Chu's strength 4 times that of an adult, he was as powerless as a little chicken. Break. Let go. With a crack, the sound of the two shoulders breaking can be clearly heard. Wang Chu stood behind the two people, suddenly lifted them up with force, and threw them casually. The 2 pieces of garbage flew more than 10 meters away and fell flat on their faces. Su Wanking's eyes sparkled as she looked at Wang Chu. Wang Chu shrugged and said, "What era is it? What kind of cliché plot is this? Unlucky, let's go first." Originally, Wang Chu wanted to play the dungeon alone for the time being and keep his secret of the last ripple as much as possible. But she gave too much, to the extent that Wang Chu couldn't refuse. All the rewards in the dungeon are for her, and 20,000 alliance coins each time. What kind of female bodhisattva is this? As for the experience sharing, my experience is full. The pilot's experience has a storage limit. It takes 5,000 experience points to upgrade from level 10 to level 11. But the experience slot can only store 5 times the experience points at most. This setting directly blocks a large number of pilots who want to keep leveling up and save experience to upgrade. Now my priority is just make as much money as possible. Make more money, then buy a set of high-quality modules to absorb, preferably with additional entries. Only then, breaking through to the first level will be the biggest benefit. Besides, with absolute overclocking and absolute support, you can easily pass the dungeon without opening the muscle lock. Stop right there, you bastard. Don't run. The 2 gangsters lay on the ground for a long time before they finally recovered. They climbed up from the ground in a mess, and the pain of the broken shoulder made them grin. Damn it, where did the pervert have so much strength? The old man who assigned the work today didn't provide this kind of information. Wang Chu glanced at them coldly. They're just 2 idiots. It would be a waste of his time to do anything else. Butler Su is nearby. These 2 idiots don't know how they will die. Before the 2 of them caught up, Wang Chu and Su Wanking chose a dungeon portal with almost no one standing at the door in front of everyone's shocked eyes. Normal dungeon, Goblin Forest, dungeon level, 0 level, dungeon rating, difficult level, main quest, defeat the Goblin King, time limit, none. You can exit the dungeon at any time. Brother Wang Chu, you actually chose the difficult level Goblin Forest directly? Su Wanking said in surprise. Wang Chu said indifferently, "Since you paid me to play the dungeon together, I will definitely take you to play the dungeon with the highest profit." The difficult level Goblin Forest can be said to be the most difficult dungeon among the ordinary dungeons of the same level. The goblins here are not the weak goblins in MMORPG games, but goblins that can drag the female knight to the depths of the cave. The narrow cave limits the use of the exoskeleton mecha, and the goblins have a certain degree of intelligence, can use weapons, and can sneak attack, so even a team of 4 is likely to fail. However, this is just an ordinary copy, and you can exit the copy at any time. All of these are not the point for Wang Chu. The point is, goblins can reproduce. The more the number, the more materials and modules will explode. Chapter 15, Successfully Killed a Goblin Cub, Level 4. Spiritual Pattern Experience plus 4. Successfully Killed a Goblin Uncle, Level 8. Spiritual Pattern Experience plus 8. Successfully Killed a Goblin Elite, Level 9. Spiritual Pattern Experience plus 9. In the woods, the roar of the engine continued to be heard. The goblin group was twisted and turned by a silver-white exoskeleton mecha, screaming. "Don't scream for me. Wang Chu punched a goblin. The speed of experience refreshing the screen was too fast to see, although the two people had to share the experience equally. But there were too many goblins. Those goblins are a football team in their lives. They are very fertile. Discovering a goblin means discovering an entire goblin tribe. For others, the large number of people greatly increases the difficulty of the dungeon. No one dares to challenge the difficult level of the Goblin Forest without 4 people. But Wang Chu and Su Wanking are different. This is the grandfather of 2 SSS-level core chip modules. Your grandfather is here. Buzz. Wang Chu's figure kept running around, leaving no trace wherever he passed. But Su Wanking was different. She stood quietly in place, wearing a pure, white exoskeleton armor, with wings like wings behind her. Su Wanking the scepter in her right hand seemed to have a golden light, leading Wang Chu. Have you played Overwatch? Yes, it's like an angel leading a baby's source. Awesome. Wang Chu looked at his panel. With the support of Su Wanking, the durability of his exoskeleton armor decreased much slower, almost catching up with the normal mecha. I have to say, absolute overclocking and absolute support are really a perfect match. In less than 20 minutes, the goblins in the woods were cleared. There were at least 500 goblins, and a large amount of experience directly allowed Su Wanking to reach level 8. The 500 goblins brought about 80 modules to the 2 of them, and Wang Chu got 40 of them. Hey, there's not a single gold module. It's too difficult to get it. After scanning the chip modules in the spirit pattern, Wang Chu sighed. The probability of getting a chip module when killing ordinary monsters in a dungeon is about 15%. After finally getting a module, the probability of getting a gold one is only about 0.1%. In other words, the probability of getting a gold one is about 0.015%. Too difficult. If you want a gold chip module with an entry, that's even more outrageous. Gold module? I have it. Su Wanking said crisply on the side. Wang Chu, no, you're shipping it now? Su Wanking stretched out her left hand. Come and transfer. Anyway, it is agreed that everything in this copy is yours. Wang Chu looked at Su Wanking with a strange look and then stretched out his left hand. The two people's spiritual patterns touched each other, and the spiritual patterns lit up. Then, Wang Chu found that there were 40 more chip modules in his spiritual patterns. Sub-Dragon Scale Armor, right foot module. Level, 0 level gold. Effect, Mecha Strength Attribute plus 50, Mecha Durability Consumption Speed plus 50%. Additional term, Dragon Power, increases damage to dragon monsters by 10%. Introduction. This scale is a bit sharp, and it hurts to wear it. Fuck. There is really a golden module. Wang Chu was stunned. Not only is it a golden module, but it is also a golden module with additional terms. When I absorb this chip module when I upgrade, I will permanently obtain the effect of increasing damage to dragon monsters by 10%. Did you really find this? Yeah. Su Wanking nodded cutely. Are you sure you didn't buy it for me? Su Wanking shook her head like a rattle. Wang Chu, what can I do? Wang Chu directly inserted the chip into the slot. Wang Chu really couldn't bear to part with this golden chip. At most, I can take Su Wanking to a few more copies for free. By the way, share the module information of the chicken wings on you with me. Okay. Su Wanking didn't care and directly turned on the observation mode for Wang Chu. Angel Wings Multifunction Module. Level, 0 level gold. Effect, Mecha Defense Attribute plus 50, Mecha Durability Consumption Rate minus 50%. Additional entry, Light Resistance, increase light attribute damage resistance by 10% introduction. Purely good looking, can't fly. Fuck, another golden module with rare entries. Cherub Scepter, weapon model block. Level, 0 level gold. Next to it, damn, another one. Below, damn, it's still gold with rare entries. But Wang Chu is not well educated enough, so he said fuck several times in a row. A complete set. 6 gold chip modules with additional entries. Wang Chu was numb. Is this the power of the Alliance, Coin Warrior? Su Wanking was a little shy when Wang Chu stared at her. Brother Wang Chu, do you want it? If you want it, I'll ask my dad to buy you a set. Hee hee. Hee. By me is set too. What a loving father and a filial daughter. Uncle Sue would beat me to death if he knew. Wang Chu raised his head with great effort and sniffed. Is this the difference between people? Don't bow your head. You will drop small pearls. My rich father, whom I have never met. When will you come out to recognize your son? I hope you can see through my fragility and quickly say that I am a rich second generation. I can bear it. In the end, the goblins in the goblin nest were injured. Successfully killed the goblin uncle, level 9. Spiritual pattern experience, +9. Successfully killed the goblin priest, level 10. Spiritual pattern experience, +10. Successfully killed the goblin elite, level 9. Spiritual pattern experience, +9. Since I can't be a rich second generation, Wang Chu can only work hard to kill monsters to make a fortune and achieve his dream with his own hands. A burst of white light flashed, and Su Wanking's level had risen to level 10. And Wang Chu's experience will soon be full. The two of them carefully brushed every corner of the copy to ensure that every goblin found its home. The boss area should be inside. At the end of the dark corridor of the lair, the firelight was looming. Wang Chu glanced at the panel and saw how many points of durability were left. If everything goes well, there is no need to consume the durability of the exoskeleton mecha before going out. On the other side, outside the dungeon, Butler Sue was about to deal with the two blind bastards. Suddenly, 3 mechas of different shapes fell from the sky and landed on the square outside the dungeon transmission entrance. With them, there were dozens of pilots who activated the exoskeleton mecha. Chapter 16, the noisy dungeon transmission entrance suddenly became quiet. Dozens of well-trained pilots were ready to surround the dungeon transmission entrance. This is the dungeon transmission entrance for pilots of level 3 and below. Generally speaking, high-level pilots are not seen. But at this time, 3 mechas came at the same time. The leading mecha was all orange. The whole body was made of unknown metal, flashing a cold light in the sun. The streamlined body does not look tall, but can be seen from the dense scratches on the mecha. This is a battle-hardened mecha. Most importantly, there are 6 golden, 5-pointed stars printed on its chest. This is a 6th-level pilot. Pilots who have not entered the dungeon, please leave here quickly. The voice came from the orange mecha. The cold voice spread throughout the square, and the other pilots looked at each other and quickly left the place regardless of whether they had formed a team or not. Go. Something big is going to happen. Just kidding. This is the order of the 6th-level pilot. If the army can be dispatched, I'm afraid a high-level abyss monster has appeared. Lieutenant Colonel Lin. Su Sure recognized the leader, activated the exoskeleton mecha, came to the orange mecha, and asked what happened. The pilot in the orange mecha looked down and said politely, "It turned out to be Butler Sue. We received a report that an abyss invasion was detected in the copy. The army is worried about the leakage of the abyss breath and a large number of abyss monsters. Arrange us to guard here." Although the 6th-level pilot called Lieutenant Colonel Lin is 1 level higher than Su Sure, but his attitude towards Su Sure is still relatively polite. After all, behind Su Sure is the powerful 7th-level pilot Su Chun of the Alliance. Every 7th-level pilot is the ace pilot of the Alliance. You can't afford to offend him. After listening to Lieutenant Colonel Lin's words, Su Sure's face changed slightly. Lieutenant Colonel Lin, which dungeon detected the abyss invasion? Lieutenant Colonel Lin said, "The difficult level, Goblin Forest. If it was any other dungeon, it would be fine. But if the abyss aura leaked in the Goblin Forest dungeon, it would be a big trouble." "Oh no, Susi smiled bitterly. As expected, what you fear will come true. In the past period of time, only 1 team entered the difficult level, Goblin Forest. Lieutenant Colonel, I'll leave this to you. I'll contact the master quickly." Lieutenant Colonel Lin was stunned for a moment. Then he said cautiously, "Could it be?" Su Sure did not answer, and quickly walked to the corner to contact Su Chun. As expected, Master Su Chin's daughter happened to be in the dungeon. So, the abyss invasion is not a rare thing. Lieutenant Colonel Lin frowned and thought. The probability of an abyss invasion is very low. But every time it appears, it targets some pilots with higher talents. According to the news, the daughter of Lord Su Chun drew the SSS level Absolute Support core chip module, and it attracted the invasion of the Abyss. Maybe her Absolute Support also has some hidden ability, although it is none of their business that Su Chen's daughter died in the copy. But I heard that she is the apple of Su Chen's eye, and he is afraid of letting her go. If it really gets angry, the whole Star City will tremble. In the copy, Wang Chu and Su Wanking are dividing the spoils in front of the boss room. Previously, more than 500 goblins were killed in the forest, and 80 modules were brushed. Wang Chu got a golden module with additional entries. Well, just treat it as an explosion. At this moment, Wang Chu is a little depressed. I have finished all 4 or 5 branches in this nest, and I have only spawned about 800 goblins. You said I could have more children? But this is all. The monsters in this dungeon are not as many as those he had in the Abyss dungeon. Experience overflowed early, and Su Wanking successfully reached level 10. She now has a set of golden modules, and when she gets out, she can continue to enter the first level Abyss dungeon to play the promotion match. And Wang Chu looked at the 60 or so new modules in his spirit pattern. As expected, there is not a single golden one. Su Wanking also checked the modules in her spirit pattern. She showed a very surprised look and said, "Wow, Brother Wang Chu, you are so lucky. Another golden module." Wang Chu, "No, I am lucky." Wang Chu was confused. "Why do I feel like I'm being kept by a rich woman?" Traded over. Asian Dragon Scale Armor. Left foot module. Level 0 gold. Effect. Mecha Strength Attribute plus 50. Mecha Durability Consumption Speed plus 50%. Additional item. Dragon Power. Increases damage to dragon monsters by 10%. Introduction. These scales are a bit sharp, and they hurt your feet when you wear them. Goddamn, they're a complete set. Now, both the left and right feet are complete. You said it was exploded. I really don't believe it. Install the module. Wang Chu's Exoskeleton Mecha, with a pile of scales covering the left and right feet. Level 0, level 1025,000/5000. Strength 940, agility 700, defense 500, energy 100, durability 5, consumption speed plus 1,140%. Looking at his own attributes, Wang Chu was stunned. This is only the 0th level. The properties of the Exoskeleton Mecha are close to those of a 3rd level pilot. It is worthy of being an SSS level absolute overclocking. Just then, a terrifying breath came from the depths of a nest. Wang Chu looked over, and the fire was still shaking. "Do you feel it?" Su Wanking frowned slightly. The breath emanating from the hole deep in the nest made her feel a little palpitating. "I feel it. This breath gives me a feeling of being in an Abyss dungeon." Wang Chu nodded. "Yes, that's the feeling." The two looked at each other with extremely solemn expressions. This is an ordinary dungeon. Whether it is a small monster or a boss, there is no possibility of Abyss breath, unless it is an Abyss invasion. A heavy panting sound came from inside. Wang Chu walked carefully in front and looked into the cave illuminated by the fire. Inside the nest, a huge goblin was gnawing on something. It held a mace bigger than itself in its left hand and a white thing in its right hand. It looked white and tender, like the leg of a bullfrog. The Goblin King leader, polluted by the breath of the Abyss. Level 2, level 21. Strength 1250, agility 800, defense 1000. Introduction. The Goblin King suddenly became full of strength. Throwing tiles. No, a level 0 copy, and you gave me a level 21 boss of level 2? However, when Wang Chu saw the attributes, he was relieved. Not bad, not bad. Cricket has more than 1,200 strength points. In front of me, it's still little Karami. Chapter 17, how is it? Su Wanking asked, leaning out from behind. Wang Chu whispered, "It is indeed the Abyss invasion. The Goblin King, the boss of this level 0 dungeon, has broken through to level 2 under the influence of the Abyss. The Abyss invasion is indeed so terrifying." Su Wanking glanced at the Goblin King, covered her mouth, and said in surprise, "It actually has 1,250 points of power points and 1,000 points of defense. With so much defense, our attacks can't break the defense at all." Wang Chu nodded. Bird food. It is indeed a bit difficult to defeat the Goblin King polluted by the abyss, simply by relying on the power of the exoskeleton mecha. Even if I have absolute overclocking, the 940 points of power can only cause a small amount of damage to it. Ordinary dungeons can be entered and exited at will, but the dungeons invaded by the abyss are different. Either pass the level, or die. It's not a big deal. I'll beat it to death. Wait, Su Wanking grabbed Wang Chu and said, "Brother Wang Chu, I'll help you restore your durability first." Wang Chu thought for a moment and nodded. This is the benefit of having a support pilot in the team. A support pilot helps other mechas restore their durability by consuming their own durability. Su Wanking's chip cores all reduce the speed of durability consumption, coupled with the powerful ability of her absolute support core chip module. It makes her like a battery with an energy ring. One section is better than 6. Wang Chu didn't take it too seriously and rush straight up. "I'm not afraid of the second stage of the physical body turning over. It's just, I'm too stable. After all, even after opening the muscle lock, my physical strength is only 1,000 points. The mace in the hand of the Goblin King is not vegetarian. There is only one life. I haven't earned enough attribute points yet. You still have to be cowardly when you need to be cowardly." Jiwa, the Goblin King in the lair, shrugged his nose as if he smelled something. He turned his head suddenly. "Jiwa!" The Goblin King screamed. Su Wanking's face changed slightly. "Oh no, I've been discovered. I should have gone up to recover my durability before coming down." Wang Chu snorted coldly. 30 points of durability. Enough. Buzz. The silver-white exoskeleton mecha engine roared, making a manic cry. "Zero, you can't wait, right?" Wang Chu's eyes condensed. With a bang, the silver-white mecha was like a silver lightning, instantly closing the distance with the Goblin King. The Goblin King screamed, "Jiwa!" facing the humans who suddenly attacked. Hold the huge mace in your hand and raise it high. Then it swung down with a bang. "Be careful!" Su Wanking exclaimed loudly. However, Wang Chu rushed forward as if he didn't see it. Bang! This blow hit Wang Chu hard. Crack! The exoskeleton mecha seemed to make a low hum. Durability -20. There are still 10 points of durability. What a fucking high attack power. Wang Chu's legs sank deeply into the soil. In the state of the exoskeleton mecha, the damage received is basically 80% immune to pain. Only 20% of the damage will be transmitted to the person. But this solid blow did cause him a lot of damage. Brother Wang Chu, get out of the way. The durability is dropping too fast. If this continues, the exoskeleton mecha will soon be dismantled. Su Wanking's eyes were full of worry, and she was in a hurry. But she found that she couldn't help much. Although absolute support has a bonus of 300% increase in all attributes. Facing this Goblin King polluted by the breath of the abyss, that few attribute points are not enough. All she can do is to continue to help Wang Chu recover his durability. But this time it will drop 20 points. She has to use her head to heal. Not to mention that she is D. Even EFG is not enough. Wang Chu heard it. But the mecha is just my limiter. A real man. Just charge and go out. Wang Chu clenched his fists and went straight to the body. White tiger claws flashed with cold light, and a violent attack hit the Goblin King. Ola, ola, ola. The Goblin King let out a painful wail and kept retreating. Jiwa. Jiwa, jiwa. Wang Chu's body was always in front of the Goblin King. The opponent is using a mace. The advantage lies in mid-range combat. As long as if you stick it directly to the body, the effect of the mace is almost equal to 0. Weaken the state of the Goblin King as much as possible before releasing the muscle lock and entering the second stage. It's a pity that there is no health bar on the head of this dungeon boss, so there is no way to visually see how much blood the boss has left. Without the soaring numbers, it is indeed a little less interesting. Boom! Every punch of Wang Chu sank deeply into the huge body of the Goblin King. It was like countless stones thrown into the lake at the same time, causing ripples. However, the Goblin King has a defense of up to 1,000 points. The damage brought by Wang Chu's 940 points of strength is limited, and there is no way to solve the Goblin King in an instant. Jiwa. After the Goblin King gradually became familiar with Wang Chu's offensive, he also stabilized his body. Directly stick the mace into the ground. Follow Wang Chu to beat each other. Jiwa jiwa jiwa. The whole nest was filled with the reverberation of metal collisions. Ula 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 and jiwa jiwa jiwa. But the difference in attributes put Wang Chu at a disadvantage. The exoskeleton armor was already cracked and emitting sparks. It seemed that it would burst in the next moment. Suddenly, the right fist that Wang Chu had just swung drooped halfway. The durability was approaching zero. The right limb of the exoskeleton armor was the first to fail. This moment of opportunity, the Goblin King seized it. It made a jiwa sound. It raised its hips suddenly. The green Bigfoot kicked Wang Chu. Wang Chu flew backwards. Bang! The zero armor was emitting flames. The durability was officially zero. The next second, the armor disintegrated in the air, turning into light particles all over the sky, gradually pouring into Wang Chu's body. Behind him, Su Wanking screamed, "Brother Wang Chu!" A huge mace was spinning wildly. Flying toward Wang Chu, the Goblin King was pursuing the victory. He wanted to take advantage of Wang Chu's flying backwards to kill him. However, a figure flashing with golden light suddenly rushed out. The white little angel wings spread in the air. Su Wanking's little wings flapped quickly, and she rushed up with a scepter, and the nanny went into battle herself. Bang! A huge crash echoed in the nest. Then, Wang Chu had landed steadily on the ground. In the air, Su Wanking took the attack head-on. However, Wang Chu's durability was consumed too quickly before. Su Wanking, who restored his durability for him, naturally consumed more durability. The armor exploded directly under the powerful force of this attack. Soft fragrance entered my arms. Wang Chu jumped up lightly and caught Su Wanking's delicate body steadily. At this moment, the beautiful girl in his arms had been shocked by the powerful impact, and her eyes were spinning. She lost her ability to fight. Her eyes were slightly closed, and her eyebrows were trembling. Wang Chu lowered his eyebrows and gently put her on the ground. He turned around and walked slowly towards the Goblin King with a sneer on his face. Myolock. Start. Chapter 18. The last wave has been activated. All attributes increased by 100 times. Duration 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. Name, Wang Chu. Strength, 2,200. Agility, 1,300. Physique, 1,300. Spirit, 1,500. Crackle. Wang Chu moved his neck. All over his body, power continued to flow out of his body. Abyss invasion. I really don't know what kind of ghost is behind all this. Although I don't know whether your target is me or Su Wanking. But looking at the Goblin King, whose body was several times bigger than his, Wang Chu said to himself, "You've been unlucky for 8 lifetimes to meet me." A dull bang. Wang Chu's figure disappeared from the spot and rushed out like a cannonball. Boom! Followed by a bang. The horror of Wang Chu's fist detonated the air. The fist with 2,200 points of strength hit the Goblin King. Bang! Instantly, the Goblin King was like being hit by a high-speed dump truck. He flew backwards. This is not the Wang Chu who only had 940 points of strength just now. More than twice the strength. Far higher than the Goblin King's 1,000 points of defense. The Goblin King's beast-like wail resounded throughout the cave. Jiwa. This was the last wail of its life. Pain. Too painful. Just one blow. The second level 21 Goblin King was killed. Successfully killed the Goblin King, level 21, contaminated by the breath of the abyss. Spiritual pattern experience plus 6,000 300. Obtain module, abyssal dragon spine, gold. Obtain materials, some strange liquid in the goblin nest, purple. Obtain materials, skull of the goblin king. Obtain materials, adamantine bracelet left in the goblin forest, task item. Ding, complete the goblin forest, difficult level, and exit the dungeon in 2 minutes. Fuck, golden legend. Seeing the reward, Wang Chu was so excited. The pain caused by a large wave of experience overflow was swept away. Abyssal Dragon Spine, Multifunction Module. Level 0, Golden Abyss. Effect, Mecha Strength Attribute plus 100, Mecha Durability Consumption Speed plus 100%. Additional entry, Open Dragon Spine. This module doubles the effect. Introduction. The dragon spine of the giant dragon polluted by the breath of the abyss has terrifying abyssal power. It turned out to be the Abyss module. Before, Wang Chu had seen other people share modules that were contaminated by the abyss on the internet. The Abyss module is famous for its high attributes. Its attributes are twice the attributes of the modules of the same level. The ordinary 0-level gold module adds 50 points of attributes. The Abyss module adds 100 points, and the Abyss Dragon Spine, under the effect of Open Dragon Spine, is a 200-point strength attribute bonus. But, while bringing high attributes, the durability consumption rate of the mecha is also doubled up to 200%, which has been criticized by many pilots. It is not enough to be big and hard, it also has to last. So, the Abyss module is a love-hate existence for all pilots. But it doesn't matter to Wang Chu. This Abyss Dragon Spine is simply a dream block. Brother Wang Chu. Just then, Su Wanking, who was lying on the ground behind her, uttered a whimper and slowly stood up from the ground. I seem to hear the sound of the dungeon ending. Is the Goblin King dead? Dead. Wang Chu nodded. Just a goblin, simple. Su Wanking smiled. Just now she fainted for a few seconds and woke up, and then she saw that outrageous scene. Wang Chu actually punched the Goblin King to pieces? Awesome. The sense of security that figure gave her was exactly the same as when she was a child. It was her favorite Wang Chu. Maybe this is the secret of brother Wang Chu's core chip. Su Wanking thought to herself. She also had her own secrets, which she didn't tell Wang Chu. Of course, if Wang Chu asked, she would definitely not hide it. Brother Wang Chu, come here, I'll give you the module I got. How can I do that? While saying this, Wang Chu stretched out his left hand. Su Wanking covered her mouth and chuckled, then put the back of her left hand over. Then Wang Chu found there were 3 more golden modules in his spiritual pattern. 3? Wang Chu raised his head and looked at Su Wanking. No, you don't even pretend anymore? 1 explosion, 3 explosions? Outside the dungeon, dozens of pilots with activated exoskeleton mechas surrounded the dungeon teleportation entrance. 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside, ready for battle. There were also 3 mechas of different colors and shapes standing at the forefront, like 3 door gods. The longer the time drags on, the boss in the dungeon affected by the Abyss will become stronger and stronger. If the Abyss dungeon strategy fails, all Abyss creatures will pour out of the dungeon. They must intercept these Abyss creatures at the first opportunity. If Goblin Forest is transformed into the Abyss, there are too many Abyss creatures pouring out. More than 2 hours have passed. Why hasn't the dungeon ended yet? Damn it, it's all because of that unlucky Wang Chu. The lady encountered the Abyss invasion. Su Shi kept wandering around the dungeon teleportation entrance nervously. He had just reported the matter to Master Su Chan. Su Chan was silent for a while after knowing about the Abyss invasion, and finally just asked him to continue waiting at the dungeon teleport exit. Suddenly, the dungeon teleport entrance of Goblin Forest lit up. Everyone cheered up and watched intently. The leading orange mecha hummed and said, "Here it comes. Everyone, get ready." In the square, the roaring engine sound was instantly ignited. The next second, 2 figures appeared in front of everyone. The boys were handsome. The girls were also beautiful. What a handsome man and beautiful girl. Su Sure was overjoyed when he saw Su Wanking's figure and stepped forward quickly. Miss, the pilot driving the orange mecha also released the mecha form, and the tall mecha turned into a beam of light and poured into the spiritual pattern of his left hand. He looked up and down at Wang Chu, and a strange color flashed in his eyes. This young man, have you solved the Abyss invasion? Wang Chu was speechless. Isn't this nonsense? If it's not resolved, we won't be able to get out. That's right. He chuckled and stretched out his hand to Wang Chu. I'm Lin San, currently serving in the Star City Division of the Alliance Army, with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Young man, are you interested in joining the Alliance Army? Chapter 19. Sure enough, they are from the Alliance Army. As soon as he was teleported out of the dungeon, Wang Chu found himself surrounded by a group of people. Judging from the murderous aura on them, Wang Chu guessed that they were all from the Alliance Army who came for the Abyss invasion. Wang Chu nodded and said, Hello, Lieutenant Colonel Lin. I am Wang Chu. Thank you for your invitation, but I am still focusing on my studies. 6 stars. 6th level pilot. Really worthy of being a lieutenant colonel. Lin San smiled disdainfully, as if he was very unhappy with the academy. You can't learn anything in school. A talented pilot like you should come to the Alliance Army to fight Abyss monsters. Wang Chu shrugged and didn't say anything. To fight Abyss monsters. It's a bit different from my current plan. Those soldiers who fight Abyss monsters for humans are very respectable. But I have this Saitama physique, so naturally I have to brush my attributes steadily. Wait until the attributes are off the charts before going out. What Abyss monster? Can it be killed with one punch? Lin San suddenly seemed to remember something, and his eyes moved between Wang Chu and Su Wanking. Hey, it's great to be young. Young man Wang Chu, if you change your mind, come find me anytime. I'm always open here for you. Su Sure, who was listening to this, snorted coldly. Lieutenant Colonel Lin, how can you be so sure that it's all his credit? Lin San grinned and said, Butler Su, it seems that you have been a butler for too long. I can smell the strong smell of blood emanating from this young man. It must be difficult to fight against the Abyss boss. To be able to kill the boss invaded by the Abyss at the level of 0 rank 10. This kid has a bright future. Su Wanking listened to the conversation of several people on the side. Although she was a little tired, she nodded and said softly, Butler Su, I can come out alive this time. It's all thanks to Brother Wang Chu. We met the 21st level Goblin King in the dungeon. Before Su Wanking finished speaking, Lieutenant Colonel Lin blurted out with his eyes wide open. There was no calmness from the master just now. The 21st level Goblin King. He just thought that the 0th level dungeon boss polluted by the breath of the Abyss could only break through to the 1st level at most. It turned out to be a 2nd level Abyss monster. In other words, Wang Chu, with the support of Su Wanking, defeated the 21st level Goblin King at the 0th level and 10th level. Outrageous. It's far from the truth. You know, the attribute gap between each level is huge, not to mention crossing the 2nd level. It seems Wang Chu is not just as simple as having absolute overclocking. His absolute overclocking must also come with powerful ability entries. He hurriedly said, Little brother Wang Chu, don't go to that crappy school. Follow me to join the Alliance Army. This kind of talented pilot is not just a monster. If I don't fight for it now, it will be a big loss for the Alliance Army. Lin San's breathing became much heavier. Lin San, you are so arrogant. Just then, 2 pilots came over through the crowd of Alliance soldiers outside. They looked at Lin San with cold faces. They were the admissions teachers of the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapons and the Magic Capital Mechanical Weapons. Zhangde and He King. Zhangde of the Imperial Capital Mechanical Weapons snorted coldly. Lin San, Wang Chu is a student we have chosen. No matter which school he enters, he will never go to your Alliance Army. Even if your colonel he comes, he won't dare to snatch people from me here. Although they are both 6th level pilots. But as a teacher who teaches and educates people, Zhangde can be said to have many students all over the world. Many senior officials in the Alliance Army were his students in the past. The colonel Li he mentioned is Li Ming, one of the strongest in the Star City Alliance army. Lin San's face changed slightly, and he laughed. Oh, Teacher Zhang, I'm not kidding. Brother Wang Chu is so talented, who wouldn't be moved? This is right on the point. They just heard that Wang Chu and Su Wanking, the owners of the SSS-level core chip modules, had encountered an abyss invasion, so they rushed over without stopping. They were still worried at first, but they came just in time. They discovered a new situation. That was the Goblin King of level 21, which was contaminated by the breath of the abyss. Even if the two of them barely beat it together, that was a record full of gold. These two little guys brought them too many surprises. Zhang De looked at the two of them, his eyes full of admiration. Then he asked Wang Chu, Student Wang Chu, I don't know if do you have a favorite target? Wang Chu rolled his eyes. Lao Deng, I asked you to name a price last time, but you didn't say a word? I don't know if you have a favorite target. I just know that I'm suddenly very interested in the Alliance army. Zhang De, Peking, move your ass. You're asking for a higher price before we even offer the price, right? The two 6th-rank pilots have never been so speechless before, but they also know when Wang Chu reported this performance, the conditions just decided yesterday will definitely not count. The school is going to bleed again. Su Shi stood in the corner with a complicated look in his eyes. He is such a powerful 5th-rank pilot, and he is also the steward of the Su family, a 7th-rank pilot Su Chun. He has become insignificant among several 6th-rank pilots, and these powerful 6th-rank pilots are actually fighting for Wang Chu. Now it seems the orphan in the past is about to become a dragon and take off. He was silent for a moment and bowed to Wang Chu. I'm sorry, Master Wang Chu. I lost my temper. Wang Chu waved his hand. He could understand his eagerness to protect his master. I didn't care much. I just heard Su Wanking mention it in the copy. As a housekeeper, Su Shi is still very dedicated. At this time, he is so sensible and willing to bend. There is really no need to mock him verbally, compared to chatting with a few people. At this moment, Wang Chu's mind is on the 3 golden modules in the spirit pattern. Just when I was about to check it, I was teleported out of the copy. Itchy. At the same time, Su Shi's cell phone rang. Hello, Master. Yes. Okay. After Su Shi hung up the call, he looked up at Wang Chu and said, Master Wang Chu, the master asked you to come over. Wang Chu note that? He just wanted to meet Su Chun. Which university is better to go to? He also wants to consult Su Chen's opinion. Hey, young man, don't leave in a hurry. Leave me your contact information. Really, the Alliance Army treats you very well. Chapter 20. The black Maybach S480 drove smoothly on the street. Su Wanking sat next to Wang Chu, slightly turned sideways, and took out a bottle of ice Qualuo from the car's refrigerator. Brother Wang Chu, your favorite ice Qualuo. Wang Chu was indeed a little thirsty. After all, he was shouting "Ola, Ola, Ola" in the copy, and his mouth was dry. Take the iced Qualuo. Pa! With a sound, Wang Chu drank a sip painfully. Refreshing. Aside, Su Wanking had a sweet smile on her delicate face. She supported her delicate chin with her right hand and looked at Wang Chu with tenderness in her eyes. The refrigerator in this car always has ice Qualuo prepared for Wang Chu Guagua. Wang Chu was a little scared by Su Wanking's eyes. The two sat very close, separated by an armrest box. I didn't feel anything in the dungeon just now. In the closed compartment, Wang Chu can even smell the faint body fragrance of Su Wanking, recalling the soft touch of Su Wanking in the princess's arms just now. Ahem, Brother Wang Chu, I'll hold it for you. Oh. Wang Chu pinched his nose a little uncomfortably and handed over the Binqualuo. The first sip of Binqualuo is the best. The rest, I'll talk about it later when I remember it. Wang Chu put his attention back to his spiritual pattern. I haven't looked at the 2 gold modules I just traded from Su Wanking and the materials dropped by the Goblin King in detail. Abyss Dragon Claw, weapon module. Level, 0 level Golden Abyss. Effect, Mecha Strength Attribute plus 200. Mecha Durability Consumption Speed plus 100%. Additional entry. Dragon Claw, After opening the Dragon Claw, the next attack will cause 2 times the damage. Introduction. The giant Dragon Claw, polluted by the breath of the Abyss, has the terrifying power of the Abyss. Fuck. Another Abyss module. Wang Chu suddenly raised his head and looked at Su Wanking. The latter was quietly picking up the ice qualuo that Wang Chu had just drunk, and her crystal red lips were pressed against the mouth of the bottle. That was where Wang Chu had just drunk. Su Wanking looked at Wang Chu, and her fair face instantly burned red, like a cooked crab. I'm just a little thirsty. Wang Chu. Okay. I was so thirsty that I stuttered. Wang Chu retracted his gaze and looked back at the spiritual pattern. He had exploded an Abyss module. It's not surprising that Su Wanking exploded one. The other two, if nothing unexpected happens, it should be the Asian Dragon Scale Arm set. After a quick glance, it was indeed Asian Dragon Scale Arm, left limb module, Asian Dragon Scale Arm, right limb module. So, my entire set of golden modules is complete? Wang Churen was confused. Directly in the spirit pattern, all the golden modules were inserted into the slots. Mecha, Type 0 Mecha, Exoskeleton Mecha, Core Chip Module, Absolute Overclocking Gold, Weapon Module, Abyssal Dragon Claw Gold Abyss, Left Limb Module, Subdragon Scale Arm Gold, Right Limb Module, Subdragon Scale Arm Gold, Left Foot Module, Subdragon Scale Arm Gold, Right Foot Module, Subdragon Scale Arm Gold, Multi-Function Module, Abyssal Dragon Spine Gold Abyss, Level 0 Level 1025,000/5000. Strength 1400 Agility, 700 Defense, 500 Energy, 100 Durability. Not activated. Consumption speed plus 1,500%. Additional entries. Dragon Power. Increases damage to Dragon attribute monsters by 40%. Dragon Claw. After activating Dragon Claw, the next attack will cause 2 times the damage. Level 10 of the 0th order. Has 1,400 power points. Wang Chu took a deep breath. So terrifying. With this attribute, I didn't even need to open the muscle lock to enter the second stage. It's enough to smash the Goblin King, Lu, who was polluted by the breath of the Abyss. I just finished a book, and my golden module is complete. Is this the joy of being supported by a rich woman? Wang Chu quietly turned his head and glanced at Su Wanking with his peripheral vision. The latter was holding the binkwo like a little hamster, secretly sipping it. Then he let out a small laugh. If this set of Asian Dragon was bought by Su Wanking, it would cost at least 1 million alliance coins. With the strength of the Su family, this 1 million alliance coins are just a drop in the bucket. But will Su-chan allow it? Forget it. No matter where this set of Asian Dragon came from, without Su Wanking, I would never be able to get it all together. I'll repay her later. The vehicle slowly drove into a huge manor. Wang Chu had some impression of this place. I've been here before. Get off the car. The maids in maid costumes still line up to greet him. Welcome home, miss. Welcome, Master Wang Chu. Wang Chu raised his eyebrows and glanced at the maids on both sides. TSK. These maids are selected one by one, and their figures and faces are first class. Although not as stunning as Su Wanking, but their lace hems are about to burst out, and their thighs are squeezed by white silk to form a deep ravine. Really good. I have to say, father-in-law. How do you become father-in-law? Old guy Su-chan really has a good eye. These maids are very...
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.